Well, howdy doody, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Do Not Worry Podcast, live stream. I should get rid of the word podcast from this whole thing, shouldn't I? Welcome to a brand new stream, folks. I'm your host, Anthony, coming to you live from the heart of Lebanon in the 09. We're going to be having a good stream today, folks. We're going to be talking about, well, I mean, it's not a good stream. It's going to be pretty depressing in some parts. We're going to be talking about a lot of the aftermath of Israel's massacre in Beirut yesterday. Over 300 people dead, over like 1,200 injured people. It's kind of insane. So we're going to be covering that. But first, before we get into that, we're going to be speaking to two guests in a chat. Not something we usually do on the show, but I mentioned to you guys a week ago that I was on an episode of Colonial Outcast with a bunch of awesome panelists. And one of those panelists, Soha Yassine, reached out and wanted to talk about some stuff on the show. I'm not going to spoil it here. We're going to wait till they come on. So we're going to be joined by Soha Yassine, a Lebanese-American podcaster and activist who's currently working on an event to raise money for both Palestine and Lebanon in Los Angeles. So you guys can find out how you can participate. What up, North Star Radio? What up, Sarah Hwaidat? What up, Hidden Iron? What up, Dana? What up, DG? What up, Nogzulato? Sarah Hwaidat. I said Sarah twice. Hello. You get two. Eric the Reed. Hello. Spooky Boy. Ali. Hello. Ali. Hey, Ali. On the bright side, I love your sweatshirt. Yellow. Oh, I'm glad yellow's your favorite color. I do like this sweatshirt. This is a nice shade of yellow. And we're going to be talking to Jamul, a local Lebanese rapper who's also going to be involved in Soha's event. So we're going to be talking about him, his experience of being a rapper in Lebanon. What's it like creating music during a war? You know what I mean? So we're going to be doing all that. Chris, what up? Polish Pusher, what up? Hermio Torres, what up? And I know, guys, Chris Gunzler's got a fire stream going on right now. They're talking Ethan Klein suing Noah Samson. I saw a couple of clips of Ethan Klein talking about Lebanon. We're going to get to a lot of that stuff later. So the first half of the show is going to be the conversation with Soha and Jamul. And then we're going to move on. It's going to be about an hour long, up to an hour long. And then we're going to move on to the rest of the topics for the show. And first, before we get into all of that, let me just take a second to thank our lovely members, folks. As you guys can see, we have a goal of 800 members. We love our members. Let me just bring that up right here. Let me take a second to thank our lovely members, folks. Members such as Suma D, Burp Reynolds, The Real Fardello, Zaza Morte, Prolast Media, 6171. I gotta get the numbers, folks. We gotta get the numbers right. Flan Crest Enterprises, Selena Ghost, Brolin 9767. Also people like Egas, Toy
Did he text?
Oh, sorry.
No, okay. Why can't I hear anything?
We got some early callers, folks. So what up, guys? You got a little sneak peek into the call. Joy Learn Soleil. We're gonna get going, folks, super fast. I promise. Ziptrol and Brian Hayes 6953. Thank you guys so much. The show cannot exist without our lovely members and our lovely patrons. So thank you. Members get an exclusive live stream every single week. I'm supposed to upload the stream to patrons. I'm sorry, I forgot to upload the stream. I'm gonna do that after the show. I promise you guys. I recently reviewed. What's it called? Project Hail Mary. That was a fun time. Polish Pusher just gifted one $2 membership. Thank you so much, Polish Pusher. And oh my God, it went to IDF Kills Children. Is now a member. That is an intense username. IDF Kills Children. Very accurate, but pretty intense for YouTube. Pretty cool. Well, congratulations on the gifted membership. Thank you so much, Polish Pusher. Very generous. We love our members. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Whether you've been a member for a day, whether you've been a member for 6 months, whether you're out there gifting memberships, whether you've never paid for membership in your life, we appreciate you. We thank you. And also our lovely patrons. Ooh, we got a brand new patron yesterday. I got to add them to the list. I got a notification. Let's do that right now. No better time than the present. Am I right, folks? Okay, why is it not showing here? I got to get it through my Gmail, which is okay. We're going to do it, folks. I got to thank Matthew Bax. Thank you so much, Matthew Bax, for becoming a brand new blonde patron. W's in the chat for Matthew Bax. Patrons get exclusive content as well. You'll get some of our live streams re-uploaded to Patreon. You'll also get access to Nour and Karine's exclusive show, Fantasy Board Review, where they read weird-ass books and then give you guys reviews. So that's going to be happening. As well as exclusive streams from me and videos and stuff like that. Reactions. I did some Gordon Ramsay reactions. So Matthew Bax, thank you so much for the Patreon support. We love and appreciate you. Let me take a second to thank some of our other lovely patrons. God tier patrons like Ilyan Mujabid, superhero patrons like Ezekiel B, BB, and Fatty Mac. Faddy Mac. A rose, I'm reading too much English, folks. A rose for you, Claudia, Khawla and Ahmad, Bonnie Buns, Jordan M, and Maroon Bouslaymin. Also, our blonde patrons such as Matthew Vax, Jamul, I can hear y'all. I can hear you. Can you guys hear me? Blonde patrons, Matthew Vax, Bomb Venusaur, Daniel Neptune, Mercedes W. We love our patrons. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. But you guys don't have to be a member. You don't have to be a patron to support the channel. Simply like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a Do Not Warrior. Hit that like button, hop into the live chat, say hello, join our Discord, join the community. What up, Samsam? What up, everybody? And now, without further ado, let me text our esteemed guests that it's time to come in. Let me make sure they're all set up. And then we're gonna get into a very nice conversation, folks. So join us. Our guests will introduce themselves. I'll let them do the talking. Let me get this set up. How's everybody? Politics, hello. Drac, Darupa, what up, Metters? How's it going, everybody? Tomorrow, we'll be covering the Ethan Klein stuff. So, also, let me just, I'm going to switch to my, what up, dudes?
Hello.
I'm just going to switch to my, you guys are not on camera yet. I'm horrible at this here. I'm going to cut to you guys. Folks, join me in welcoming, I hope this is right. Yes, let me get rid of myself from over here. This is live television, folks. Live television. And now let me switch. Let me cut myself out of here. Boom. There we go. And now let me switch my... Oh, you guys can't hear me yet. Hey, how's it going, guys? Sorry, I was... The wonders... I was saying the wonders of live television. Let me just switch my audio source to my speakers. Select the speaker. Headphones. There we go. All right. I think we've made the switch. Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, but we can still hear, like, I think there's a delay from your side.
From my side? I don't know if it's from my side, but you can hear me?
No, we can, but like we can hear like the old, your old talk.
Oh, are you playing my live stream in the background? Because if you are, you're hearing me twice.
Yeah, worked.
This is like when people used to call into the radio with the radio on, and they'd always have to be like, turn off your radio.
Exactly.
So guys, I'm very happy to introduce you guys. So I'm just trying to get rid of some clutter here. All right, there we go. Very happy to be joined by Soha from Safe House Pod. I'm going to cut away just for 1 second. And I'm going to have the chat on the side. Okay, there we go. So we are joined by two very esteemed guests, Soha Yassine from Safe House Travel Diaries, and Jamul, a local Lebanese rapper. It's the first time I ever talked to Jamul, by the way. We linked up just a couple of minutes ago just to test out our equipment, make sure everything was working. And this is the second time I get to talk with Soha. We were both guests on a very special episode of Colonial Outcasts with some really cool panelists where we were talking about Lebanon, the situation, how activism, all that good stuff. Everybody in the chat says they can hear you and see you. Perfect. Okay. So I just want to take a second and just introduce you guys and have you ask you guys about yourselves, talk about what you guys are working on, a lot of the fun initiatives that you guys are working on and that are very helpful right now, and just what it's like dealing with war, whether in Lebanon or whether abroad, and sort of the intersection of rap, art, and war and revolution. So just to start off, Jamul, can you just tell the audience a little bit about yourself? How long have you been making music? What does your music generally talk about? And yeah.
So my name is Jamul, and I've been making music for the past 10 years now, like professionally, actually. Like me graduating from being a bedroom artist, I actually putting myself out there, and I feel like the things that I talk about developed over the years. Like when I first started, I was like a teenager that's wanted to like make some fun content. But nowadays, the more I grew up and the more things developed in the region, and specifically in Lebanon, uh, I ended up shifting a little bit to a more, darker, more socially aware themes, especially in the last couple of years. So yeah, and I just dropped an album called "Nothing Really Happens in Post-War Beirut." Ironically, I
Yeah.
just ironically
Good, great timing on that.
exactly. Like I dropped it like at the beginning of the year, and it was all the songs that I made during the last war, like last year. And it's just crazy because some of the stuff that we talked about, me and my collaborators and producers, they still ring true right
Hmm.
now,
Yeah,
And this just shows that, like, and this it makes sense because the war didn't really stop since the so-called
exactly.
ceasefire last year.
And history repeats itself, not just within a couple of years, but like the same trauma that our parents were dealing with. And I remember actually one of the first song of yours that I ever heard was Gil Al Harb, which was a
Wow.
war generation, which is actually kind of an old song. So you were dealing with heavier themes. Uh, how old is that song? If I
That's
can't
like
remember.
2000 and I think 19. Yeah,
So that's like a
2019.
7-year-old song. So I mean, you've been
Yeah,
dealing
it's
with
a very
heavier
old song.
themes. It's not just recent, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
that was
mean, 2019 seems like a lifetime ago, with everything that happened since then.
and like how's it? And so like, tell us about what it's like being a musician now. What it's like being an artist now in a time of war, especially. Has it impeded on your process? Are you able to? Do you feel like you're able to create? Are you feeling inspired? Are you feeling down? And also, are you safe? Like, where are you at, by the way? Just like tell us a little bit about
I mean,
yourself. Like,
yeah, I'm currently. I don't know if I should disclose my address.
don't dox yourself. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
that's not about my address. Okay.
Very
The
general.
fans will come flocking.
Yeah. I'm somewhere safe, kinda. We're still pretty much near the explosions and bombs. I mean, alhamdulillah, we're good. But like, yeah, it's the same place that we stayed in last time, and thankfully, I mean, we can't complain. I mean, people got it bad.
That's the thing about being
That's
in Lebanon. It's always like relative. Like it's all bad. Like we're dealing with war. We're all, but like everyone's always quick to point out that like,
exactly,
hey, it could be worse. Like there's people way worse off than I am. Like I got it bad, but sure, all I can hear is some drones and some explosions. But like people have
yeah,
it worse.
absolutely.
And we always do think of those people that have it way worse. There's like over 1.2 million people displaced. They just evacuated the rest of Dahia today. So it's like, uh,
Absolutely. And about being like an artist, especially in these times, I think, and this is like, I don't want to get like too philosophical with this, but like I was just talking about this yesterday with a friend of mine, um, and it all goes back to everything is political.
mhm,
Everything is related to politics, one way or another. Okay, and there's this thing where there's some kind of a romanticizing of artists creating during tough times and wars
mhm,
and famine or whatever. And it reminds me, I don't know why, it reminds me of that picture of, this famous photograph of this African kid like that's hungry and he's sharing his food with the photographer.
mhm,
It's eye candy, it's eye orgasm for the West specifically.
mhm.
And so I feel like, I don't know why, specifically like all journalists and all like media outlets from the West, whenever they want to cover Lebanon politically, they always tend to talk to artists. Like, I don't know why this thing where, خلاص, even though this is a primitive place, but from this primitive land, you can still have creators.
Yeah.
They can still have this self-expression, as if like we're not exposed to
It's
everything.
the only
So
way to like humanize it. So look, they make music
exactly,
as well. They
exactly.
like movies. Don't like feel something for them. It is kind of
Exactly,
crazy, yeah.
exactly. And yeah, like we know all about the movies, all about the music, and it's always comes as a shock.
So
So
you haven't been working on an album right now this whole week, these couple weeks.
no,
You've not written a whole new
no.
album.
I Because yeah.
I know it would be insane.
We're
Like
not well. It's kind it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for me to even focus on creating something when there's an existential threat all around you. And this is a huge topic, especially for artists, because
mhm,
um, there's this notion, specifically from Western scholars,
mhm,
that they always criticize the Arabs, especially the leaders, that they use Israel as a scapegoat to all their
mhm,
problems. like yeah, and they kind of justify their corruption and all their wrongdoings because yeah, but there's a threat and we're just looking after you or whatever. But the thing is, even though there is some truth to that, having this existential threat, it not only, and I'm talking about the like specific for artists on a state level, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot fully develop your state, whether build institutions or even end corruption
Mm-hmm.
when there's a constant existential threat that shows up every now and then
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
unexpectedly. Because they have an agenda where they just pick up a fight whenever they want, and we all know that their actual goal is to colonize the entire land.
Yeah.
So, and this also applies to the output of the art. When we talk about artists,
Mm-hmm.
because how can I be in a space where I can actually create and I can actually produce if I don't have this some sort of piece where I can fully develop who I am, or if I can fully develop my art. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So, and this is why I always criticize the artists that like produce like war art or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And almost 9 times out of 10, these are the kind of people that come from a privileged
It
background.
feels exploitative a lot of the
They're people
times.
that either yeah, and because I mean, there's this thing nowadays, and I think all artists are familiar with it. The engagement
Mm-hmm.
during wartime skyrockets
Mm-hmm.
because because everybody's checking out the news. Everybody just drops opinions to get the shares and get the likes and everything. So there's a lot of artists that exploit this kind of situation that we're in order to push their
For their own
art
gain. Yeah.
because they're in a privileged position to actually produce.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, there's something. I mean, it's not illegal, but there's a moral question for me to ask here. So
Yeah.
this is my answer of if I'm producing art
No, that's
during
a great
these
point.
times.
And also having the luxury to be able to produce something means you don't have to worry about getting your bills
Yeah,
paid. You already have your basics taken care of, and you can take that because a lot of the time creating art is seen as a luxury or something you do in your spare time. Now, obviously, for someone like yourself, it's your profession.
exactly.
But it's like first, like how are you supposed to also like? I don't know. Right now, it's not easy for me because I'm covering, but like the fact that I'm live streaming and I'm just covering the news, I'm not having to create anything original technically. I'm just sitting here, I'm streaming, I'm looking at the news. It's easier for me to do this rather than if I had to be creative right now and make like video essays and talk about all of these topics. It would feel nearly impossible. Like I had a job a few months ago when I was still working at like a company, not just doing this full time. Anytime we were working through the last war as well, it's impossible to get any work done. You're just sitting there literally pretending on a bunch of fucking Zoom calls, nodding, completely zoned out, not focusing on what's happening, looking at the news the
Exactly.
whole time, monitoring the situation, as they say. So, no, that's very insightful.
Yeah, exactly. And this is your bread and butter. Yeah, and this is your bread and butter. Like you can't even focus or actually be in the right headspace for you to do your job that actually pays the bill in a
Hmm.
time where you need it the most. Let alone like sitting in the studio and just creating or recording music or whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean,
So yeah, so there's a lot to talk about, like when it comes to like artists standing up and
mhm.
like where it matters, especially because I mean they keep talking about like their role as building up the community and being leaders and being representatives and all that, but like the moment where we need them the most and with the moment where we need them to stand up and take a stand, it's always vague. It's always, most of the time it comes, they put the energy in the wrong
Hmm.
position.
No, brilliantly said. Well, so I want to bring you into the conversation a little bit. Welcome to the show, to the Do Not Worry stream officially. Um, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your podcast? Also, I wanted to ask about I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Diaspora People's Place. So I don't just want to
Yes.
ask about your podcast, and please, whenever you want to talk about Nochella as well, because I know that your Jamul is included in that, and if whoever's watching want to be
Yeah.
involved, I'd love for you to talk about that a little bit later as well.
Well, thank you guys so much for including me in this conversation, and it really is like lifting my spirits to be amongst friends and
Ahlan
having this
sahlan.
conversation. Yeah, it's so, and you guys are yeah, you're incredible. So yeah, my name is Soha Yassine, and I'm first and foremost a mother of three, and that's my full-time job plus overtime. Um, And then I am the host of the Safe House Travel Diary, which is an immersive narrative style podcast. It's not like your typical interview style podcast. It's a story. It's told in storytelling form. That documents my immersion into the Lebanese hip hop scene. The idea of the podcast is that I travel the world, immersing myself in different scenes to see what the music tells us about what life is like on the ground. And yeah, the idea is that I would travel around the world doing it. But I started with home
That's
in
awesome.
2022. It was like I had just come back to Lebanon to visit after like maybe 10 years or 8 years of not being there. And I was grappling with the realities of the post COVID, post Lira collapse, post Beirut port explosion reality of Lebanon. And
When was the last
really,
when was the last time you had come to Lebanon before 2022?
so before 2022, I came in like 2015. So yeah,
Okay.
it'd been like 7, 8 years, but I'd only been to Jnub. I only went to my Daya Sultaniya. And it's a little bit like a bubble, right? Like the Daya life. And our village fills up with other folks from the diaspora. So like it's not a real representation of what kind of life is like. But so yeah, that was like the first time I'd been there in a while, and yeah, I was kind of grappling with like what is my role in all of this, um, and then I went back to Lebanon in February of this year because I wanted to. Again, the idea of the podcast is that I would travel the world, but I was like, I need to go back home. Like
Always
this
drawn
story
to
is not
home. Yeah.
done. Yeah, and when I was here in 2022, I only spent time in Beirut, and I was starting to learn about the differences between the hip hop scene. Like the hip hop scene is not a monolith, right? So I was learning about the specific hip hop scene coming out of the South, and being vintage Noob myself, a daughter of the South, I really wanted to focus season
Represent.
2 on the South. Yes, and I left Lebanon like 10 days before the war
That's crazy.
escalated again.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I have all that content. And speaking about the creative process and everything, like when I got back from that trip, I was like, okay, it's Ramadan right now. Like, let me just do this Ramadan thing. And then I'll start digging into the content and start, outlining and working on episodes. And I swear to you, like, it was like a Saturday and I started getting into the content. And that evening, I was just hanging out with friends, and the concept of Nocella came up. And I just was not in a place where I could be contemplative and thinking about, like, because so much of the safe house centers around my experience. Because in order to explain the music, I have to explain the lyrics. In order to explain the lyrics, I have to kind of give context. And so narrative is the best way to do that. And so I couldn't really like focus on myself when, again, my people are displaced and being bombed in tents, and we're facing an existential threat of the survival of the South and the sovereignty of Lebanon as a whole. So Nocella came up, which is the other thing that I do. I founded an organization in 2024 called Diaspora People's Place. And it was really in response to the escalation of the genocide in Gaza, a way to bring the diaspora community together to strengthen our bonds, to provide emotional support to one another, to link up with the local movements and the local organizations that are doing things on the ground in the neighborhoods that we live in. And then, of course, we're not a fundraising organization. So when we host our events, the proceeds from the events go towards micro grants for the small business,
Okay.
like the vendors
Awesome.
at our events. We give them micro grants, and we also give the performers micro grants as well, so that they can
Okay.
keep doing their work and stay independent.
Okay, that's
So
great.
Diaspora People's Place puts on the People's Marketplace, which is our signature event, signature decolonized event, and we're doing Nochella on Saturday, which actually is a fundraiser for Lebanon and Palestine.
That's great. And it takes place, doesn't Coachella take place on the same weekend? Right?
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
the name, that's pretty cool. Like I don't know anything about Coachella, but as soon as you said that it takes place on the same day and like the name, it makes perfect sense. So that's awesome. And Jamul, how are
Yeah.
first of all, how did you guys get to meet? And how are you going to be involved with Coachella?
Me and Soha, we met a couple of years ago. When she came to Lebanon to explore and we get involved in hip hop scene. I was one of the people that she interviewed, and she
Awesome.
came to my village in the south, and she met my parents. It was it was a nice thing back then. So yeah, and we kept in contact, and we always updated each other, especially
Mhm.
because a lot of shit goes down here.
Mhm.
So we always have to like make sure that people ask you when you have people abroad. They're always going to ask you every now and then if you're safe or if you're alive or whatever.
Yeah.
So we just kept the contact, and I wasn't able to see Soha last time she was here because there was just a lot going on at the same time.
Mhm.
So she called me for the Nochella Festival, and the way we're gonna do it, because obviously I'm not gonna go to the US. I mean, I talk. I
Good luck
said too
getting
much.
through. Good luck
I
getting through customs. Do you have a visa? Do you have a
No,
passport?
no, no, I'm not gonna go. Like, even if
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna apply it because of the crazy
The
shit I've
embassy's
said over the years,
closed. You can't. The embassy's
bro.
not even operational. You can't even get a visa, even if you want. Like they're
Yeah,
not. They're not
yeah,
taking interviews. It's fucked. Yeah.
yeah. So what's gonna happen is gonna be streamed. So
Oh,
we're
that's
gonna
that.
record performances, and we're gonna
That's great.
stream them there. So yeah, that's the workaround from actually going. And I wouldn't even go to the US, man. Like,
It's gonna be
it's
very
just a long
authentic. Yeah.
flight, and I don't know. It's a moral
It
question to
feels,
me.
dude. I have a passport. I'm an American citizen. My family lives there. I'm supposed to go visit my family. I feel dirty now going and like spending money there and being there and like
Mhm.
walking amongst the people and like most of them don't give a shit or like if
Yeah.
they knew that I was from Lebanon, they wouldn't give a fuck. Like,
No, it's
I
a dirty life here. It really is. Stay away.
yeah, it's hard. So and I lived in the States for like 8 years, so I've spent some time there, and I came back. I came back in 2015. I just want to cut quickly to Viking Unicorn, who sent a super message, who's been a member for 5 months. Thank you, Viking Unicorn. It's in French. Solidarité à tous nos cousins du Liban, de la Palestine, de l'Iran et de tous les endroits pris pour cible. Et bon courage, nous vous aimons. With some hearts, we love you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Viking Unicorn. Thank you for being a member for 5 months. The beauty of live streaming. I got to interact. Sorry, chat. If I'm ignoring you guys, it's because we're having a nice conversation. I'll get back to you guys a little bit later. But if you guys want to ask the guys any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. I'm not telling you to send super chats, but those will stand out more. Send the cheapest one possible, but like I will look at all the questions at the end. No, just write question in all caps. Don't send super chats for questions. Just write question all caps and like your question, and I'll try to get to those later. If you guys want to ask anything specific, we'll get to those at the end of the conversation. Speaking of which, both of you are from the South. How are your families doing? I'm assuming they've evacuated. Just give us quick updates because a lot of our audience is watching from
Yeah.
abroad as well. So it's good to give them a little bit of what it's like on the ground, how it's like dealing with this, you know?
Yeah, I have family that evacuated from the south, and I have ones that are actually still there.
Oh my God, they
Because
didn't leave.
they're still there, like in the midst of the action. Like, they refuse to leave the village.
And please share why they
They,
refuse to leave. Yeah, tell the people why would someone if it's like, but why would you not leave if you've been evacuated and there's the risk of. Please explain to someone why a Lebanese person
yeah,
would
okay.
not want to leave. You know?
There's so many different aspects to it. Like, first of all, I mean, people would rather die in their houses than to be like to sit on the streets, basically.
Yeah,
It's a pride thing, but not,
yeah.
but like
ما بده يتبهدل الواحد كمان يعني. It's like
yeah,
if
which
I
matter
yeah.
about exactly. And at the same time, I feel like it's kind of a stand that they're taking,
Mhm.
because they assume that. I mean, I'm talking about the Israelis. I mean, they assume that they can just drive us out whenever they want, and
Mhm.
and we're just gonna clear the coast for them to just go in and do whatever they want. So I feel like it's actually a moral stand to remain, place where they are. you know. So
It's an act of
I mean,
defiance, essentially,
it's
and it's
active
an act
defiance.
of
Exactly.
resistance. Yeah.
It's an act of resistance itself. Exactly. It's an act of resistance, and I mean, so far so good. I mean, they came
Alhamdulillah.
close a couple of times, but yeah, this is from my dad's side. My mother's side, well, it's a different story because my mother's like, my other village, my second village, is literally on the borders. You
Oh
know,
fuck.
they obliterated.
Oh damn. Yeah, we've seen the footage. The the
Ramya,
the,
yeah, yeah.
the
We
carbon
What
actually
village
bombing.
is that?
Ramya. It's next to Alma Shab and Aita Shab.
Also, if I
Yeah,
may add, Kamena, people don't want to leave their homes because with Israel, you can never be sure that you'll get it back. Yeah, and
yeah,
obviously,
absolutely.
we're behind the resistance, and we're always going to fight for it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it's always assumed that Israelis are going to try to claim and hold on to that land for as long as possible, and it's the logical assumption to make because we've seen it before. So we've seen it happen before our very eyes. So Kamena, it's like,
Absolutely.
why am I going to risk leaving here without any guarantees that I can even come back to my land, Yanis? So it's like, fuck no, I'm fucking staying.
Yeah,
And come in.
absolutely.
And sometimes people, yeah, and at this point, some people that want to leave can't because Israel has been cutting off certain parts of the south, destroying all the bridges, so people can't even leave. Even if they want to leave, they can't. They can't
Yeah,
enter
absolutely,
certain
absolutely.
villages, and they can't leave. So
And plus we still hear a lot of stories from our parents when they had like Israeli checkpoints.
yeah,
Like back when they used to like tell us about like how they used to cross a checkpoint and they used to get like frisked altogether, and they used to talk about their experience about how they were profiled like on the checkpoints while they were going, and they had to have a permit to go to their house.
yeah.
Like when I used to hear about these stories, like it was like whoa, like it's something that you can't really imagine. But like,
Nick, I want to get to that in a second because, but first I want to get Soha. How's your family doing? Your family for the most part, yeah, they're either still there and they're okay for now. Has everyone else been able to find like housing or places to stay? Those that have evacuated.
Um, the majority of my family is evacuated to Saida, but there's still a number of them in Sultaniya, and there's a number of people in Sultaniya,
And Saida is
and it's
also
been
under
attacked.
attack
I
as
mean,
well, is
nowhere
it?
is safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's good to hear. So first, I wanted to ask. And speaking of checkpoints, I don't know if you guys have seen some of the videos. Because now every time the Israelis attack like a building and like they'll kill like a Christian couple or something, it's sort of like causing all of this tension amongst the people and like they want to kick out people. There's even talks of like some neighborhood wanting to set up checkpoints to make sure that like the people coming in, are you Shia? Are you from the area? It's reminiscent of like Civil War days of like shit that was happening back in the day. Have you guys been seeing this stuff? And
yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
what do you think? Like, Anna, to me, I don't think the country's headed to civil war, but I don't like seeing these tensions. But it's part of Israel's plan, and I don't like to see people falling for it and them playing into their hands. Like they're bombing these places to precisely cause that division, to precisely cause people to turn away people that need help, to turn them and or like to kick them out. So,
Yeah.
have any of your family members had any trouble with anything like that, or?
Thankfully, no, but because we just happen to have a lot of friends that that love us, so,
Sweet,
and
yeah.
we're just lucky. But I've heard like from other people that yeah, it's been prevalent. And just like you said, like Israel knows what they're doing, and like Israel knows exactly like when they bomb like certain areas, like they want to create this tension because I mean,
Yeah.
Israel's always knew about the sectarian divide that is in Lebanon. Even before the Nakba,
Hmm.
even before the Nakba, there's actually an interesting book called My Enemy's Enemy, where it actually documents how the Zionists, even before they did the genocide in Palestine,
Hmm.
before like it became what they call a state, they were actually betting on creating this some sort of like minority league or something
Hmm.
to create like a pact with the minorities in the region, especially like the Christians in Lebanon, for them to make it easier for them to actually be accepted in the region. So they've always knew about sectarian tension. They always knew about how it works, especially like in '82 when they walked in, when they invaded Lebanon, and the way their narrative goes about like they know all about when they mention like Iran, when they mention
Hmm.
like these people are agents for these are our narrative, and
Hmm.
they play on that. So yeah, yeah. and unfortunately it works.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in some places it
Al-
is actually working. It is
Also,
sparking these tensions.
also like the Mossad was like very successful in infiltrating like Lebanon back in the 80s. Like there was this whole documentary on Netflix, like, and the relationship
Oh
that
yeah, yeah,
Israel had with with the Lebanese forces and with the Kataib and all of that. Like that shit runs deep. That shit
yeah,
runs
absolutely.
deep. So I wanted to talk about, I guess, the main theme and the main thrust of this conversation, which I was hoping you guys can touch on, which is the link between and the power of music, and like what is the connection between rap music specifically
Yeah,
and war and revolution and resistance. And
yeah.
I'd love to hear you guys' take on that, and sort of the how you plan to translate that as well, uh, on April 11th.
Yeah, I want to defer to Jamul on this 100%, but I want to just preface it by saying this, that after the escalation of the genocide in 2023, actually before that, like when the crisis in 2019 in Lebanon started, um, as like a fan of hip hop, because of its storytelling components, its narrative components, um, I found that like the music that I listened to, primarily 100% actually Western music, like didn't speak to me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And because of social media, like I just started getting reels and like little snippets of things coming out of Lebanon from the hip hop scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, oh, this is music that I can relate to because it speaks to a reality that I understand. I don't live in it. I've experienced, spending summers in the South when the South was still occupied. Like, we experienced the war, or the occupation. And my parents were evacuated in 2006. They were in the village the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it was just like, I was just like, why isn't everyone listening to this? Like, why is it the Arab music that I'm getting is like this hookah lounge shit?
Mm-hmm.
Like why, if I knew about this music, like I would be listening to it. And I know if other people heard it, like they would be listening to it too. They would love it. And that's kind of what like inspired the Safe House. And that's kind of the mission that I'm on now, is to like get people to stop listening to Western Zionist music, and to listen to the music coming from the streets of our homes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've really had to do that as well, just in the like, especially following the genocide in Gaza, like, because I grew up on a lot of American media, looking up to a lot of like Western directors and artists and musicians and like actors, and to realize that most of them either don't give a shit or are Zionists, or like, I mean, I used to love, I always use the Quentin Tarantino example. He used to be one of my favorite like writer directors. I love Quentin Tarantino movies. He's the biggest fucking piece of shit. Lives in Tel Aviv, married to an Israeli, goes visits the IDF before they go on raids, gives them pep talks, calls himself a Zionist, and he's willing to like. I'm like, what? You like, fuck you. So you start questioning all of this shit that you grew up watching and consuming and enjoying. Now questioning all of it. And yeah, no, the Middle East has a very like a vibrant hip hop community, thankfully. And I got introduced to it just a few years ago, and I remember some of the first names came in as like maybe not Lebanese necessarily, but something like the Synaptic was one that like
Yeah,
helped me sort of transition into sort of Arab rap, Al Ras, Darwish. There's a lot of and like also Dabour and like Shabjdid, all that sort of thing. Like obviously that stuff is fucking crazy. But yeah, Jamul, please, if you'd like to comment on what had mentioned earlier.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Would love to hear your thoughts.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so you were talking about like the relationship between music and revolution. Now I really like, yeah, revolution. Um, the way when we talk about revolution, there are so many different philosophies when it comes to revolution. First, let's see how it works.
Mm-hmm.
There's a critique that I usually give to orthodox Marxism, where there's a huge emphasis on class conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where and this is a huge debate whether like who's gonna lead the revolution. Do we just handpick the elites, and we because people that are like intellectuals or whatever, so they can lead us to a certain place,
Mm-hmm.
or do we just include everybody because they're the people and it's the people's revolution? And there's always this debate between like these two methodologies,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the thing is that about a critique of class consciousness is because they assume that everybody should have the same mental capacity for them to study theory,
Mhm.
to realize, to know the philosophy of like, and the dialectical materialism of historical materialism of how things work and the oppressor and the oppressor. So, and for a lot of people who are, like we mentioned earlier, for a lot of people that are, hardworking people that they're just barely making it by and they're constantly an existential threat, there's no way for them to actually have the luxury to go and actually invest in theory. And
Mhm.
this is where what Antonio Gramsci calls the long march to the institution.
I'm
The
dropping that
long march,
knowledge.
yeah. The long march to the institutions is basically you use culture and everyday, all the aspects of everyday life, and you instill in them revolutionary ideals. Like, for example, it's
Who
a
said
lot
that?
easier.
Who said that again?
Antonio Gramsci.
Okay.
He's Italian Marxist. Yeah. So basically how it works is it's a lot easier for someone to watch like Modern Time by Charlie Chaplin than to go actually and go through the literature of
Mhm.
why you're being exploited. And this is where things like movies and music come into play. And I'm not saying that you can figure out all different aspects of something through these means alone, but at least it gives you a direction. Like, for example, Tupac did a lot for me. Like,
Mhm.
I learned all about Malcolm X from Tupac. I learned all about the Black Panthers from Tupac. I
Mhm.
learned about Assata Shakur from Tupac.
Mhm.
It did not. He didn't give me like the entire context, but it did put me in that direction.
Mhm.
And I feel like without this sudden interest that Pac planted in me, I would have never knew who Chairman Fred is. I would have never knew who Huey Newton and Bobby Seale are.
Mhm.
You know, so I think this is the way music is not. The music and the arts are not going to liberate the people. You know,
Mhm.
they're not gonna make any radical change in or systematic change in anything, but at least it gives like the average person a head start for them, at
Mhm.
least a direction where they can you know start, when things just start clicking.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's a direction to go. So I think this is
That's
the role that music
exactly
plays.
that's exactly what I say about Lebanese hip hop is that it's an orientation,
Yeah,
like towards like what first of all you understand what the struggle is, and
Mhm.
then you understand what the people who are living through it on the ground are calling for us to do
Mhm.
and how to support them, and it's all articulated through the music.
yeah,
So I always tell Jamul, Lebanese hip hop is a school.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's why we brought Jamul as the headliner of Nochella, because the diaspora is in need of orienting
Mhm.
in the right direction, so that we're not undermining the liberation struggles and liberation cause of the people that we are trying to advocate for.
No, that's crazy. And also, I mean, some of the best rappers in Lebanon come from places that have either been marginalized, like for example, Ras comes from Trablus, Tripoli, historically like Lebanon's poorest and most like abandoned area by the government. Like no one looks after Trablus, and Ras is brilliant. And like yourself, Jamul, coming from the South, Command, a place that is constantly oppressed and under threat
yeah,
of occupation. So coming to living under these conditions uh, gives you something to talk about, and it
yeah,
gives
exactly.
that music is incredibly important because it's representing those marginalized communities that the world ignores, that for the most part the government doesn't listen to. So it's the best
Yeah.
way to get your voice out there and kind of communicate your struggle with the rest of the world. So that's fantastic. And also
Yeah,
within
and
the,
I
please go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, no, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, like, that different artists obviously have different creative processes. So some of them are just so prolific during times of crisis, and it's the outlet, that they use to it's the container for their pain. And again, for those of us who are listening, we benefit from this art because, again, it's the orientation. But
Mhm.
it also, there are moments in history where songs come about that become anthems,
Mhm.
and they cross ideological lines, they cross, sectarian lines. economic lines, and they bring people together, around a single cause. I really cringe every time I hear people play Beirut, because it's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful ode to Lebanon, but it's a song that people use to grieve, as if talking about Lebanon in the past tense. Whereas you have Narfud Nahna Nmut, or that's not the name of the song, it's Ghabit Shams al-Ha, right? By Julia Boutros, which is like, we refuse to die. Narfud Nahna Nmut,
Yeah.
which for me is food for my soul. And I wasn't, alive at the time that the song came out, but the world rallied around it.
But on that note, it's good that finally young people have like badass fucking music to listen to when they're like putting on like events. Because especially abroad, because anytime some of these events happen, when you think of normally, especially like the way, again, this is part of me decolonizing like my mind and like kind of reshaping it. When I was young, I used to pride myself in not enjoying Arabic music or and be like, I like the American stuff. I like American music. Like that's way better. That's way cooler. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like that's what was cool at the time. Now it's the complete opposite. So it's nice to find.
I mean that's everyone. That's everyone before they get introduced to Melhem Barakat. By the way,
Of course, Melhem Barakat is everyone's
yeah.
bridge.
I mean everybody, every single person I knew who hated Arabic music, their breakthrough was with Melhem Barakat.
I'm sorry, Jamul, but you were my breakthrough. You, Ziggy and Noosh, El Arena, the music that my parents listened to, it doesn't resonate with me.
Mashroor Layla was that bridge for me.
Mashroor Layla.
Back in the day, yeah.
Speaking of the Beirut, are you guys familiar with a French singer called Richard Anthony?
No.
Okay, there's a song called Mon Amour. Like whoever's listening, just go listen to that song, because you're in for a surprise. It's literally the same. It's basically Le Beirut, but in French. They took it the way they literally copy pasted it, and they just changed the lyrics. It's one of those moments where I was like, "Fuck, my entire national identity is a lie." Like a song that's so like part of our identity is literally like a stolen song.
That's
which it's very on brand for the Rahbanis, yani. It's very on brand.
I have a custom question coming from Nadim, who's one of our crewmates here on the show. He's telling me, ask him about Billy Tistrak. I want to see. Do you know Billy Tistrak?
That's my head.
Mahadhan.
That's my boy.
There we go. Yeah, he's a fan of the show, Billy Tistrak.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Nadim tricked me once. Like, you could play one of his songs on stream. I played one of his songs and we got copyrighted like an hour later. I'm like, God damn you guys. Get your stuff in order. Get your copyright stuff in order. I always used to read his name as Billy Stark. It took me like a year to say Billy Tistrak to get it down. Before I let you guys go, I wanted to ask Soha about your experience of, because I've been in your shoes before. I lived in the States for 8 years, and in those 8 years, I can count like 5 major events that happened where I was like, I wish I was back home right now. It's so hard being away. How are you coping with being away? But what's it like being a Lebanese expat, watching all of this stuff unfold on your phone or something? And how is it that you feel like you can like help and contribute? Like how is it that you're getting like? I know we know what you're doing with Nochella and everything that you've been doing and all the activism. But it's like, how's it like just being away and being far away from like from your home while it's being under attack?
Yeah, I've never had to articulate this, but obviously the diaspora experience is a unique thing in and of itself, and the psyops that they're doing on us is its own thing. And we also face, threats here. We also face threats in the form of policing, mass surveillance, ICE, but
censorship more and more as well, especially when it pertains to certain topics.
Yeah, and people worry about their jobs and things like that too. So you have to be careful about what you're posting. So it's a unique experience, but we're still operating from a position of privilege. And I remember during 2006 when the war was happening and my family was my parents and my little brother were in the Daya. My older brother said to me, like, man, I wish I could just be in Lebanon to like sweep the streets right now.
Damn.
I get emotional thinking about it. And that made, I don't know how old I was at the time. I was an adult. I was in I was in college. And I remember thinking like, yeah, like that's what I would do. I would love to just be there cleaning the streets. And after the port explosion, when you saw, because for us in the diaspora who don't speak Fusha, um, having access to news is incredibly frustrating. So you're hearing what's happening like from the lens of your parents and their political commentary around it. But, you know, the media landscape has changed. So watching the reaction to the port explosion, and then after it was the earthquake in Turkey, I believe,
Yeah.
how the people just came to the streets. They just flooded the streets to help each other, to pull people out of buildings, to repair, to meet essential needs. And that's what people are doing now. And I can't be there to do that, but you know, it's why I created Diaspora People's Place. I was like, what is my sphere of influence? Like, how can I actually be helpful? And one thing I can do is bring people together. And so the way that I've been dealing with it is to not let myself fall into despair, and to allow my mind to be hijacked by social media, like they want to happen, and just to work. So we had a fundraiser. They started bombing Lebanon, I think, after the assassination of Khamenei. It was like a Saturday. They started bombing Lebanon on like a Sunday. That Friday, we had a fundraising
Wow.
iftar for Lebanon with 100 people, and we cried and we recited poetry, and we raised funds. And there's so much happening in the Palestinian liberation movement that I draw my inspiration from, because there's been so much
Absolutely.
productive work happening from the Palestinian community. So I think for us as Lebanese who are not as well organized, you know, definitely taking our cues from them. And yeah, just mobilizing the people again to come together to build solidarity as a diaspora community, so that we can be effective in our advocacy.
Awesome. No, that's great. And I completely relate to that as well. And I'm glad that you're using all of that. And like you're like when I remember sitting in the States and I just feeling completely paralyzed by what was happening. And I was there during I remember the 2015 uh protests. There was a whole, I can't even remember what it was like anymore. But like I
That was
remember
the
coming.
assassination of
Yeah.
Hariri, I think.
Yeah,
No,
no,
2015.
5. Oh, you're talking about
2005.
third letters.
I came back during the trash protest.
Yes.
That's when I
You got it.
landed. I remember. So I don't remember what was happening before then. So I just remember being paralyzed and sitting there and being unable to work. Before I let you guys go, how can people support Nochella? It's happening on Saturday, the 11th. How can people be involved? Is there a way if someone wants to attend? How does it work? Can people participate online, or is it something that is exclusively in person? Let us know. And I'm going to share all the links once we're done with the call. I'm going to put all the links up here, then in the description for the video and the live chat, everything. So,
Well, I want to say first and foremost to anyone in the diaspora who's listening to do a quick Spotify search or a YouTube search and start listening to Indigenous music. Like that is, you know, we advocate for our people and we help our people when they're in need, but we want to be supportive of our people in a way that is dignified and isn't reliant on charity. And so if you're listening to Lebanese music, and streaming their music, that creates avenues for them to monetize their work further. So first and foremost, listen to Lebanese music. If you see, inshallah, after the war, there's still concerts happening. If you see that there are tickets on sale or whatever for shows happening in Beirut, buy 20 of them. Like they're not that expensive. With regards to Nochella, it's an LA-based event, yes, but we do have a solidarity ticket. So anyone who wants to buy a ticket in solidarity, they're $25. Proceeds go to Anera's work in Lebanon and Heal Palestine's work in Palestine. And we will send out a live stream link for people to participate as well. If the live stream is iffy because we're in a warehouse that's brick, then it would be recorded and sent as a recording that people can access afterwards.
Okay, that's great. So people can still watch it, whether live or pre-recorded. They can still watch it. Okay, awesome, great.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And Jamul, anything that you want to do you want to talk about your album right before we let you go? How can people find you online? What's the best way? Your YouTube channel.
I'm on everywhere. I'm on Spotify, and Grammy, Apple Music. They can follow me on my Instagram at iHeartJamul. And I just want to end it by saying, God bless all the martyrs all around Lebanon and in Palestine. Palestine will always remain the compass. And even though we're going through it right now and we're under, constant bombing, we're under constant threat, but nothing is going to change our direction, because it'll always be where we stand. It'll always be where we navigate towards. And God bless everyone, all Lebanese people, all the Palestinians, all the Arabs, all around the world. And hopefully we see better days, all of us together.
Absolutely, dude. Inshallah.
Freedom for Palestine is freedom for all.
Always, yeah. And the Palestinians are always going through it, and we're going through it now. It's just on top of what they're going through as well in the West Bank. It's always,
and no matter how much we do and how much we go through, it's never enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's never enough.
Thank you guys so much. Jamul, stay safe. I hope to meet you in person sometime soon. Hope we get to hang out or something. But inshallah, stay safe. So as come in, the next time you come to Lebanon, hopefully we'll get to meet up and have a nice time. Guys, it's been a pleasure having you here. It was a very insightful conversation. Best of luck with Nochella. Best of luck with everything else. I'm sure this is not going to be the last time that we interact with one another. So thank you so much. Yatikum al-afiyah. Stay safe. We'll talk to you later.
Stay safe too.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. How was that, folks? Also, W's in the chat for Jim D. Dukers for gifting those 5 memberships. I thought I couldn't interrupt the conversation, guys. Woo. I hate having these on. You take these off and it's like suction cups. Suction cups. What a nice conversation. Let me share all the links quickly before we forget, because this stuff is important. How's everybody doing? Dana, hello. Politics, Samsung. Yara, Nuruddin, hello. Kifna, Kif Jamea. How's everybody doing? Thank you for being here. Did you guys enjoy? That was a great call. Such lovely guests. Such lovely guests. Let me get those links. I had a whole. Here we go. This is my dedicated thing for them. Boom. First of all, this is the link for Nochella. This is look what it's a very cool little poster. Look at this. The People's Marketplace and Midnight Books and FYVP present Nochella. April 11th, Los Angeles. So if you live in Los Angeles, it's from 3 to 9 p.m. A decolonized day of unity for Palestine and Lebanon. A nice little dove with a little olive branch. What an adorable little dove. We got little guitars. We got live music, film, poetry, People's Marketplace. So whether... Oh, so you guys can't see me. I'm back. So whether you guys are attending in person, or you can even buy a ticket and not even attend. So that's also great. You guys will be helping a great cause, I'm sure. And you guys can watch our boy Jamul performing. Is that merch? Look at that. Yeah, you gotta have the camo merch, right? That's what the kids wear these days. It is a very nice poster, right? Like this could be something you can hang in your house. So a decolonized day. Let me see if I can see sort of like the ticket prices. So there's $25 tickets. There's $50 tickets, $75 tickets. As much as you guys want to contribute, you can do that. This is if you want to follow Suha's page, Diaspora People's Place on Instagram. Oh, so first I'm going to put all of these in the description of the video once we're done with the episode. But here's, ooh, too long of a link, huh? Okay, the Nochella link is too long. But it's okay. You guys can access it via these other Instagram links that I'm going to share right now. Here's the Diaspora People's link. Here's the Safe House Pod on Instagram. They're still posting reels and stuff. You guys can also, I think, have the YouTube link for it. I'm still here, guys. I've not been attacked. This is Jamul's YouTube channel right here. And his Instagram. Sorry for spamming links in my chat, but it's my chat. I can't be accused of spamming. Sorry. Drop my burrito bowl. What's happening here? Wait a second. Is there a lot of black space up there? What is that? Does my screen look weird? What's happening here? 1 second, folks. What's wrong with the encoder? Am I having technical difficulties? Okay, no, it looks normal. It just looks weird here. Why is it looking so weird here? God damn you. Okay, whatever. Oh, I don't like how this looks. Why does this look like this? Okay, anyways. Here's Jamul's. We got all the links. I'll add these later to the so let's just get the safe house pod. Safe house travel pod. Safe house travel diary. And then back here. And there is Soha's podcast. You can find it here as well. It's also on Spotify, all those things. Check them out. Okay, stream is fine. Good to know. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to the next portion of the stream, which is talking about what's been happening in Lebanon, the aftermath, a potential peace. What? Let me first just quickly go check on Demi, see if she would like to join us for the second portion of the show. Don't go anywhere. I'll be. Boom, boom. I'm just going to turn on her camera. All right. Sarah in the chat says, please pray for my dad. Yeah. Oh, Sarah said it. What's up? We're praying for thoughts with your dad. Guys, I want W's in the chat. I want prayer hands in the chat. I want all the love in the chat right now for Sarah's dad. Sarah, what's happening? We hope he's okay. Whatever's happening, our love and our thoughts and all of our positive vibes. I'm going to do the Magneto. Not the Magneto. Sorry, I'm going to do the Professor Xavier. And the Magneto also when he's trying to move stuff. So we're going to... all our vibes, all our positive energy. Get all that energy out. Everybody. Energy, 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 energy. Let's go. Let's go. More energy in the chat. More. Okay, well, let's start it off with a light one, shall we? It's the only light one, so you've been warned. This is the kind of ads we're getting on Instagram now. Chris sent me this. Chris, our very own Chris. This is what Instagram advertising has gone to. This is what Lebanese people are selling each other now. Indoor bunkers. In case your house is destroyed by the Israelis, you have a bunker to protect yourself and your family.
بحب يطلع من بيته، فطلب مني لاقي له حل يحميه ويحمي عيلته إذا لا سمح الله وقع السقف فوق راسهم. فصممت له بنكر حديد قادر يحمل أكثر من 150 طن.
150 tons, folks. Doesn't matter what Israel blasts in your house, you'll be safe. You and your loved ones will be okay. Because look at this thing.
هيدا البنكر إنه قادرين نحطه
I think they have copyrighted music in the back. God damn. I'm gonna mute it, guys, just in case. Look at this, and it fits snug. Look, and it's even, they have Lamaika in there. They even say it, I don't want to play it, but they say we even lined it with Lamaika, so it looks nice. I've explained to you guys what Lamaika is. It's like compressed wood, okay? It's like fake wood, kind of. It's real, you know, it's compressed wood. It's lined with Lamaika, and once the Israelis hit your house, the Lamaika is going to fly off the walls, and if the debris from the roof caving in isn't going to kill your family, the Lamaika flying off the walls is going to kill your family. Get rid of that Lamaika, I would say. Put cushions in there. Why the Lamaika? Look, they have car seats in there as well. Guys, it's brilliant. Look, you can't even tell it's there. You can barely tell it's there. You just walk into the living room. You know what I mean? There's nothing there. Look at this. No? You guys don't like it? Brad, yes, our Chris. Your Chris. Are you in top chat? Live chat. Sorry, Haley, let me see. Well, I said I was just going to be popping in, and here I am in top chat. Why are you guys not trusting this? The guy said it holds 150 tons. Look at the steel on this thing. Look at the construction. It takes 3 guys. It takes 3 guys to build this. It assembles like a Lego set. Look at this. You got some Technic pieces that go in here. You know, nice and satisfying build. How many pieces is this? Think we can order this from bricking.com? See, this is what bricking has to start selling. How to, you know? Assemble your own shelter. 200 pieces. You can get this as licensed sets. Lego should start selling this in Lebanon. Lego, why don't you expand? You know? Do those, what were they Lego used to have like a metal thing. Was it Technic? What was it called? Mecha something? You know? Just start selling, build your own shelter. And you can have different themes. You can do the Lord of the Rings shelter. You can make it look, it comes with minifigures as well. It comes with a Sauron minifigure. Take the Fellowship at home. You can get it Star Wars themed. They make it look like the Death Star from the inside. You put the panels one by one. I'm giving you guys a good idea here for marketing. Okay, anyways. Okay, let's just, this was just an absurd tweet from Laura Loomer. Iran just halted traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. Imagine thinking you can trust a Muslim to keep their word. I mean, isn't this fucking crazy? I mean, at least she's not part of the government or something. Just an insane, imagine thinking you can trust a Muslim to keep their word. Just an insane statement to make. Was it Meccano? It was Meccano, wasn't it, huh? Meccano. Was it Lego or was it... Did Meccano have nothing to do with Lego? God, I used to have a Meccano thing. Oh my God, that just unlocked a fucking thing. I can't believe I almost had the name right. I had a Meccano car. When I was a kid, I built one. Oh my God, yes. Dude, those things were fucking cool. Do they still make Meccano? Dude. You see, I would not want to build something like this today. Like, I'm not interested in this. This looks way, like, I would much rather build like a fun looking Lego set with, you know, soft edges. None of this hard metal stuff. But I built one of these fucking things when I was a kid. I remember, dude, that was a badass fucking set. Yo, Meccano, man. Damn. Okay, sorry for the... Okay, so anyways, just insane. Yeah, so she was advising Trump, and that's right. She Loki's part of the government. She advises Trump. Kind of insane. Haley, thank you so much for being here. Sorry I couldn't interact with you guys a lot during the first hour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What's happened? Oh. Haley, thanks so much for being here. let us move on to and also I'm just gonna give you guys a blanket. We're gonna be moving in to talk about Lebanon right now in a second. So blanket trigger warning. From now, we're gonna be seeing a lot of disturbing stuff coming out of Beirut, the aftermath of yesterday's attacks, etc. Do you guys want me to talk about Ethan Klein real quick? Do you guys want me to do Ethan? Do you guys want me to watch the Ethan segment on Lebanon now? I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to watch it silently. And I'm going to have a whole video tomorrow. I'm going to talk about Lebanon, of course. And then we're going to spend the next half of tomorrow's episode watching his entire segment about Noah Samson, all of that. Basically, everything that Chris Kunzler did today, I'm going to have to do tomorrow. Okay? It's only right. And Ethan has been talking about Lebanon and justifying yesterday's attack, saying that, like, well, Hezbollah fired rockets or whatever. I'm not going to say anything. Okay? Should I start with that, get that out of the way? Or do we leave that till the end? No? Okay. Okay, no, khalas. The first two people that said no, I'm just going with it. Politics and Rushers say. But it's happening tomorrow. It is happening tomorrow. I'm sorry. I put out a couple. Do I need to talk about this? No. My tweet. No. Maybe later. I got too many tweets open at the same time that it's like crashing my. Okay, I did tweet this though. I did tweet this about Ethan. I said, as a Lebanese person living in Lebanon, as an official enemy of Ethan Klein and Ela Klein, I will have much to say about this tomorrow. They really can't help themselves from justifying Israeli crimes. Mind you, 2 of their employees are Lebanese and have family in the south. They also decided to make that point on the same day Israel murdered close to 300 civilians in one of the deadliest attacks the country has ever seen. So tomorrow, my official response from a Lebanese person sitting in Lebanon. We'll get to this later. We'll get to this later. We'll get to this later. I mean, you could try to find the document that we could go over that. We don't have to listen to Ethan himself. Oh no, Hermie, I would rather listen to Ethan. I hate going over legal documents. I don't know anything about the law and like whatever means. You know what I mean? I gotta watch the segment. I just want to mainly the Lebanon stuff is what is the most important to me. Okay, I'll leave these for later. We will leave this for later. Okay. First of all, moving to Lebanon again. Just blanket trigger warning. Let us get going. Urgent. This is from Avishai Adre. This is again the IDF spokesperson. He's an IDF general. He's the guy who basically puts out all the evacuation warnings. He speaks Arabic, so he puts out a lot of TikTok videos, social media videos, insane stuff. They put out another evacuation alert today, urgent to the residents of the southern suburbs of Beirut, especially in the neighborhoods of Tahrik, Al-Ghubayri, Al-Hadath, basically all of Dahiyah. They're evacuating all of Dahiyah. They put out evacuation orders. This was just today. Again, causing mass chaos. Look at people trying to evacuate. Traffic jams everywhere. People panicking. Just total chaos. So Sarah's dad is in the hospital. Sarah, yeah, hopefully your dad is going to be fine. Jules Boutros, MD, shares this. Says, imagine being a survivor of yesterday's massacre, finally receiving care, only to be told your hospital has to evacuate. This is the reality in Beirut right now. 2 major hospitals, RHUH and Al Zahra Hospital, are under evacuation orders while they are still treating critical patients. So as we said yesterday, there was a massive influx of injuries and injured people. Also 300 dead, over 1,000 injured, overwhelming Lebanese hospitals. And 2 of those hospitals that have been overwhelmed with victims are in the area that Israel is forced evacuations of today. So can you imagine being in critical condition, being in critical care in one of those hospitals and having to be moved to another facility, panicking, chaos? It's insane. Sarah, we're all thinking about your dad. عم نصلي له لبيك. ويلا الله يشفيه. To stay at the hospital for 2 days straight, and they said 99.99 his arteries were closed. Holy hell. And I'm sure the stress of the situation right now is not helping. Yalla Sarah, we hope you'll be fine. We have some pretty good doctors here. We're thinking of you and we're thinking of the family. Today was officially declared as a day of mourning here in Lebanon. The health ministry announced that the death toll stands at 203 martyrs and over 1,000 injured in Israel's Wednesday attack on
agreed
Lebanon.
between the US, Israel, and Iran. A brutal day in Lebanon as Israel launched a wave of strikes across the country. Many woke up on Wednesday hoping that Lebanon would be included in the regional ceasefire agreed between the US, Israel, and Iran. Those hopes were dashed violently as the Israeli military hit 100 locations across the country in 10 minutes.
Israel has made it abundantly clear that it does not consider Lebanon to be included in the regional ceasefire agreement, striking multiple locations across Beirut, including this residential tower in downtown, which has been leveled to the ground without warning. Authorities have called on doctors and nurses to go to hospitals immediately, which are overwhelmed with the number of injured people.
17-year-old Asa stands in the ruined stairwell of his home in central Beirut.
This is my house.
Were you home?
Yes. This 8 people. Family, 8 people in the room.
Are they okay?
Yes. All yes. Good.
Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Let's go. 8 survivors. Let's fucking go. There's some good fucking news.
The family were drinking coffee in their living room.
What am I eating, guys? I'm eating a burrito bowl. There's a place in Lebanon called Super Bowl that opened. They are essentially kind of like Chipotle. They're Lebanese Chipotle. Really fucking tasty food, actually. The owner, the founder, actually turned out to be a fan of the show. He likes Joseph Shada. He's a Joseph Shada fan. Super Bowl, folks. It looks a little bit messy. I've been eating this earlier. Sorry. Really delicious. Fresh ingredients. Tasty. I got the chicken burrito bowl with some delicious spicy sauce on top. Some really nice ingredients. It's a nice change, folks. Every restaurant that opens in Lebanon is a fucking fast food place that's making burgers and hot dogs and deep fried stuff. It's nice to have a place that makes, you know, they're making the veggies right in front of you. They're grilling them. They're cooking them. They're making that meat. They're making that. Their steak is really nice. So if you guys want to change it up a little bit, it's in Beirut. It's in Manim Khayel. Super Bowl. Very tasty. And very organic. This is not sponsored by any. As soon as Demi and I tried it, we've been back like 5 times or something. It's really tasty. It's very nice. It's called. Let me write. Super Bowl.
When Israel struck without warning. They ran downstairs before the second one hit. Through what used to be the kitchen window, the total destruction of the neighboring building is clear. It was a residential apartment tower.
I slept peacefully, thinking that there would be a ceasefire and that the war might end. Everyone slept.
Isa and his family don't know what they'll do now or where they'll go.
My home is destroyed and everything's gone.
They will join the more than 1 million people already displaced here in Lebanon. Hundreds of
Oh, sorry, is the audio too low?
families will be mourning their dead in what has been the deadliest day of the war so far. Israel's strikes continued into the evening and rescue services worked through the night.
The tone of this is kind of just boring. This video, not the contents, but like it's just the way it's done. This is a vlog this is from a page called Humans of Dahya, which I just checked this page out today. It seems really interesting. You got some fucking awesome people in there showing you what it's like to be in Dahya. People keep calling it a Hezbollah stronghold, justifying all sorts of heinous attacks against it, acts of just straight up war crimes. So here's a video of what it was like to be part of yesterday's criminal attack
Reality.
and massacre in Beirut. Let me try to refresh it so you guys get the whole thing.
Guys, an hour ago, they just bombed 100 airstrikes, all in Beirut. No warnings. I was with my nephew. We were in the gym, and it's crazy. It's not a movie. It's our reality.
Glad to see they're safe. Here is JD Vance talking about if Iran wants to let this negotiation fall apart over Lebanon, that's ultimately their choice.
Nothing to do with them. If Iran wants to let this negotiation fall apart in a conflict where they were getting hammered over Lebanon, which has nothing to do with them and which the United States never once said was part of the ceasefire, that's ultimately their choice. We think that would be dumb, but that's their choice.
Just adding to the confusion, by the way, you got the Pakistanis saying Lebanon is part of the deal, the Iranians saying Lebanon is part of the deal, the Americans and the Israelis are saying that Lebanon was not part of the deal. So who are you going to believe? Khidlakba. Warmonger said Iran claims that they were about to break the ceasefire yesterday because Lebanon was getting bombed, but Pakistan intervened. So there's a lot of reports like this. Now we got a crazy update, by the way. We got Netanyahu being like, well, we're going to start diplomatic talks with Lebanon. We're getting to that in a second. It's kind of insane. Greg Karlstrom said, just to show you guys how much of a shit show this whole thing is, Galibaf says restraining Israel, Galibaf, sorry, who is the Speaker of Islamic Republic of Iran's parliament. He's the Speaker of Iran's parliament, okay? So that's what he said. He said, statement on the violation of the 3 key clauses of the 10-point proposal. So let's see what let's see. Galibaf says that restraining Israel from attacks in Lebanon was the first clause of the 10-point proposal, but it wasn't the first clause in versions published by Iran's state news agency or IRGC affiliated Tasnim. Normally, when you do a diplomatic deal, you put stuff down on paper, but this whole thing appears to be some kind of vibes-based text message diplomacy. So the Speaker of Iran's parliament says that restraining Israel from attacks in Lebanon was the first clause of the 10-point proposal, but it wasn't the first clause in versions published by Iran's state news agency or IRGC affiliated Tasnim. So there's just a lot of inconsistencies from all sorts of speakers, politicians, diplomats, someone saying Lebanon is included, someone saying it's not included. What's happening? Who the fuck knows at this point? All we know is that we're not included because we're getting bombed and people are fucking dying. So, yeah, and whether we're included or not, it makes no difference to us. Yeah. It makes no difference, folks. And get ready, folks, because this podcast is about to get a lot more classy. It's about to get a lot more, classy is the perfect word for it. It's about to get a lot better, folks. There's another word for it, because we are joined by the one and only, the lovely, the great, the legendary.
Thank you. Wow, the camera's so off.
Let me fix it.
Thank you. Hello, lovely intro. Thank you. Just a scooch what about? Thank you.
Like this.
Yes. Hi everyone. Hello. I had a super long day at work. So shway low energy.
The longest day. She had a very long day.
Yeah, 12 hours with like construction and stuff like that happening, but it's okay. It's all for the best.
We want people to be extra nice and supportive today in the chat. Demi's had a long day. Do you want to tell people what you were getting up to? Some of the upgrades, or you want to get into it?
No, not necessarily. We're just having a kind of renovation and sprucing up the store, and it's been hectic.
And
a lot of electricity work and stuff that's kind of like a headache to understand and deal with. But like, we got it down. We're not gonna have a fire happen, so it's all good.
Well, dealing with that, as you hear extremely loud drones buzzing around in Beirut all day, non-stop drones, extremely loud. Like it's I'm like, just come down for breakfast. Come down, have some breakfast. Yeah, and at this point, like, you know what I mean? Of course, we're not sharing our food with any IDF soldiers, but it's like they're so close. They're like flying underneath. It's like, come down.
Yeah, I was having that thought yesterday. I was genuinely thinking, like, how the hell can we not see them? Like, they're so close to us. It feels like it's buzzing right over your head. So I doubt anyone's getting like proper sleep. So that's not super great.
Ayya sleep, ayya balut.
Yeah, and I'm just still trying to connect to the Wi-Fi here.
Oh, the Wi-Fi doesn't work.
To my Wi-Fi. On my phone.
The Wi-Fi.
Where's your laptop, by the way?
Oh, it's in my backpack.
Okay,
probably.
yeah.
Or it's on the bed or something. Or it's under the.
Okay.
It's under like.
I'm just gonna switch real quick.
It's on the cupboards. One of those things where the boxing gloves are under the boxing gloves. Where were we? Okay, so here's a tweet from Kaja Kalas. Says Hezbollah dragged Lebanon into the war, but Israel's right to defend itself does not justify inflicting such massive destruction. Israeli strikes killed hundreds last night, making it hard to argue that such heavy-handed actions fall within self-defense. Israeli actions are putting the US-Iran ceasefire under severe strain. The Iran truce should extend to Lebanon. Hezbollah must disarm. The EU supports Lebanon's efforts to disarm Hezbollah. Now, at least, I'll give her credit, at least she didn't just blame Hezbollah. She's like, look, okay, I believe that Hezbollah dragged Lebanon into the war, etc., but Israel's right to defend itself does not justify inciting such massive destruction. Does Israel really have a right to defend itself when it's a colonial genocidal state that only exists because of bloodshed and murder and continuous bloodshed, by the way, as seen in Gaza, as seen in Lebanon? So do they really have a right to defend themselves? Don't we have the right to defend ourselves? Shouldn't it be asking the question to us? You know, it shouldn't be about us. We're the ones who are suffering. We're the ones that are constantly under attack by the Israelis. We should be able to defend ourselves. Our military, we should have an Iron Dome, don't you think? That would be kind of nice. I mean, it wouldn't fuck the Iron Dome, but you know what I mean. So anyway, she got told off on Twitter pretty quick by Craig Murray. What an ignorant bigot this woman is. Israel breached the ceasefire multiple times every day in Lebanon since November 2024, killing over 500. Hezbollah finally fired back, and that's dragging Lebanon into war. I mean, exactly. Again, it's this whole thing that, like, if only Hezbollah hadn't fired those rockets, nothing would have happened. We would have been left alone. Really? Why was Israel mobilizing thousands of troops on the Lebanese border before Hezbollah even fired those rockets? You've had IDF leadership and Israeli leadership say time and time again, we need to deal with the Hezbollah problem. We are going to take up onto the Litani River. It is ours. Lebanon is ours. The south is ours. It is our new border. We've heard them all. Smotrich, all those fuckers. Ben Gvir, Eire, كلهم. So,
يعني كلهم.
Is Bunker in the chat? And we seem to be back.
Easy.
F you. Sorry, guys. It just took it's a little No, it's my shit. Something happened. I don't know what happened, guys. Again, be patient. We're using 4G and stuff. So, yeah, I don't remember what the last thing you guys heard. Just a small F. Yes, small F. 73 viewers. Where did all the 60 others go? Impatient bastards. So impatient. So anyways, yeah, this thought, again, some people will choose to believe that Israel is only interested in attacking Lebanon when Hezbollah does something. But we've seen that proven wrong time and again. Here is our Lebanese Prime Minister making a statement. Hours before Israeli airstrikes pounded Beirut, causing widespread destruction, Lebanon's Prime Minister Nawaf Salam expressed optimism in de-escalation hours after Tehran and Washington struck a ceasefire deal. Salam stressed only Lebanon can negotiate on behalf of the country, which is, I mean, kind of like, why say that when you have, like, what's wrong if Pakistan and Iran are trying to fight for us and, like, be like, hey, don't attack Lebanon. Let them, if them negotiating on our behalf and getting Israel to stop killing Lebanese people, I think that should be the priority. It doesn't matter who gets to negotiate a ceasefire, at least get a temporary ceasing of the hostilities. Let it happen. You know what I mean? Just that's what I would say. We're going to listen to his full statement, but if the Pakistanis can get us a deal, why not? If the Iranians can get us a deal, why not? If the Africans want to get involved and get us a deal, why not? Let them do their thing, and don't give Israel more of an opportunity to kill Lebanese people. That's how I would frame it. Let's listen to his 30-second statement right here. You guys can read the subtitles.
ووقف كل العمليات الحربية اليوم بعد وقف اطلاق النار بالمنطقة لعله هالفرصة تكبر نقدر نحقق وقف اطلاق النار. اما بالنسبة للمفاوضات فانا بهمني عيد واكد انه ما حدا بفاوض عن لبنان غير الدولة اللبنانية.
No one can negotiate on behalf of the Lebanese other than Lebanon. I mean, I think generally, yes, I agree with that. We should be representing our own interests. But in a case like this, when Israel is pounding Lebanon with bombs and killing over 1,000 people, let us maybe, let's lube it up شوية. Let's make things a little bit easier to slide in, like in terms of like peace.
لا كمان there wasn't anything happening like from the government's end for a while, so no كله
ماشي.
there's just no action يعني, so You
sorry
don't
for
know
my-
who to trust anymore to like actually represent the country or have the country's best interest in mind. So, it's blurry lines.
This was following the statement from the Prime Minister. This is the Prime Minister of of Pakistan, okay? This came out earlier today. Said, I spoke with Prime Minister Nawaf Salam of Lebanon this evening. I strongly condemned Israel's ongoing aggression against Lebanon and offered condolences over the loss of thousands of precious lives in Lebanon as a result of these hostilities. I reaffirmed Pakistan's commitment to advance peace efforts, including facilitating dialogue through the upcoming US-Iran talks in Islamabad. Grateful. Jim, thank you so much for being here. Have a great night. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Meant so much, as always. Grateful to Prime Minister Nawaf Salam, who expressed his appreciation for Pakistan's peace efforts and underscored the need for our continued support in securing an immediate end to the attacks targeting Lebanon and its people. So we're talking. Oh, sorry, I don't have it here. We're talking to Pakistan. We're trying to make some diplomatic moves, which is nice to see. Okay. Then breaking, Iran's president says Israel strikes on Lebanon violate ceasefire. Do you guys understand how what a headache it's been to try to follow up on what's been happening yesterday? You get news of Iran's going to break the ceasefire because Israel attacked Lebanon. Pakistan's involved. They say Lebanon's not involved. No, it is involved. JD Vance says it's not involved, but this guy says it's involved in this document, but not in this document. Is Iran going to respond? Are they not going to respond? Is Pakistan going to? Are they going to close the Strait of Hormuz? Is that open? What's going on? It's been 2 days of this. Non-stop.
Basically.
Which has been a headache. It has been kind of a headache. Also, in yesterday's attack, very sad, I just found this out today, 4 members of the Lebanese army died in Israel's attacks yesterday.
Oh, no.
The Israelis keep saying that they want to empower the Lebanese army to disarm Hezbollah, right? That's what the West keeps saying. Disarm Hezbollah, we want to empower the Lebanese army. Answer me this. Are you empowering the Lebanese army by killing 4 of its members? Are you empowering the Lebanese army by murdering 4 of our brave soldiers who barely get paid enough to survive because our economy is on the floor, because they barely get enough of a living wage? They can barely scrape by. These brave soldiers who aren't even allowed to defend their borders properly. These 4 men had to die yesterday. I mean, they didn't have to die, but in order to appease the Israelis and the Americans. First of all, First Sergeant Martyr Hussein Khalid Yassine in the city of Sidon. First Soldier Martyr Muhammad Bassam Shahitli in the town of Shamstar, Baalbek. Conscript Martyr Ali Hassan Qasim in the town of Shamstar, Baalbek. And Cadet Martyr Ali Nasir ad-Din in the town of Mansoura Hirmil. And we have a brief overview of their lives, etc. RIP to these 4 brave Lebanese heroes who did not deserve to die. This did not need to happen. Rest in peace, boys. This was from yesterday. Omar, a doctor friend from a hospital ER in Beirut, describing some of the scenes. A toddler with a missing leg fainted from crying.
Oh my God.
Mothers from all religions are wailing in corridors. An older woman with a crushed femur. Not enough doctors to treat dying patients. It's a bloodbath. Again, everybody put out your appreciation to all of our health workers in Lebanon, nurses, doctors that are dealing with overcrowded ERs, blood shortages. It's insane, yeah. It's insane. It's chaotic. They're still digging people out of the rubble. And just so you guys know, there's still people in the rubble. There's still missing individuals, missing children, missing pets. We still don't know what the final number of dead are. And there's a lot of people in critical condition in the hospital that are probably not going to make it. So this was a massive crime against humanity. I mean, I guess it took that to get the international community kind of talking and taking notice of Lebanon. I think a lot of people around the world took note of this attack, but it's how fucking sad is it that something like this needs to happen? 160 bombs need to be dropped on Lebanon simultaneously for the world to take notice. It's just kind of fucked up. Also, look at this. Breaking. Hospitals in Lebanon could run out of life-saving medical kits within days as supplies near depletion after mass casualties from large-scale Israeli strikes. Who warns? Lebanon hospitals may exhaust life-saving kits within days, according to the World Health Organization. So, just again, underscores and highlights the need for aid that Lebanon has. it's bad. Things aren't looking good. Yeah, and people are really struggling here. The hospital system is very overwhelmed.
That's something that part of the money can go towards, actually, like getting medical supplies and medicines or first aid kits.
Would love to.
Most of the injuries يعني, are beyond first aid, but whatever you can do to, like, stitches, sewing kits, the suturing kits, anything like that maybe can help a lot during this time.
Yeah, every family coming should have first aid kits. Like we're gonna need. We're at 31,000, by the way. You guys want to get a quick? Let's get a quick update. Let's get a quick update. Let's smile for 1 second at least. Oh, there's something to smile about. $31,562.
Beautiful.
We've already started the transfer process. I already have some of this money in hand, folks. I already have some of this cash in hand. I'm waiting for a couple of more transfer, and then we can hand that first 20K over to Nation Station. And then we got more money coming for the animals, for mattress, for everything. Everybody's gonna get a piece of this money. I wish we had I wish this was $3 million, but you know what? $30,000 for a community like this is incredible. It is insane. This is more than $1 per subscriber. Like, my channel doesn't even have 30,000 subscribers. It is as if every single subscriber kicked in $1. You guys are awesome. And this is all. It started to make its way here, folks. All transfer issues have been solved.
Alhamdulillah, that was stressful to watch.
That was obnoxious. Yeah, that was super annoying. I was using the wrong routing number. They didn't even tell me for 2 weeks. Yeah, God bless. We're all good. We good now? Let me close this tweet. Close this tweet. What do we have here? Oh, yeah, also. 95 unidentified bodies in front of Beirut's Hariri hospital awaiting identification by their relatives. That's one hospital out of dozens. Lord, have mercy. 95 unidentified bodies. Insane, right?
And I'm seeing people on stories, like some of my friends during the August 4 blast, they like helped dig people out of rubble وهيك, people are starting to put like tips and protocols that in case you're stuck under rubble, like what you should do to maximize your chances of getting out. And هيك, I had a new level of awareness and realization of, like, every few days you have a new level of like, oh shit, and that was like a new level that hit me pretty hard, honestly. And like, it's important for everyone to know these things,
it's fucked,
just in case.
Yeah, it's fucked to even have to think of those things and have emergency bags and have a bag ready at the door and what things to have packed. And
that's like, that was a realization we had a long time ago. Now the realization is like, okay, what if I'm stuck under something? Like, I'm there for days, and I need to wait for people to come rescue me.
Well,
that's messed up.
Let me pull this back up real quick. This is exactly what you're looking for right now. This is something that we can invest in.
Oh my god.
This is a house bunker for your apartment. You saw this?
Yeah. I saw on someone's stories going like an ad like this during this time is crazy.
It could be gently.
And it's so small, like the end result is tiny.
You can barely see it. You can put it in the corner.
You'll end up killing each other before you.
It's subtle.
You die from anything.
It goes with the home decor. I even said like bricking can get into the business. Like 200 pieces. Assemble your own shelter.
That's horrible.
We can even make, like, Lego can make. There's Lamaika. That's what there's Lamaika on the inside. They're like mlabsina min Lamaika. I'm like, the Lamaika is gonna fly off and slash.
By the way, like,
as soon as the
impact.
The impact happens, the Lamaika is gonna pop off the fucking walls, and that's what's gonna kill your family. You've put your family in a Lamaika death trap.
Yeah.
So just get rid of the Lamaika, replace it with anything else, pillows or something. You'll be fine. Just no Lamaika. God damn it! This is gonna be. What is supposed to like?
And there's like bus seats.
Yeah, they literally took car seats.
Like, you could have made a bench, yo.
This will solve your fear of, like, what we were. There was also like bunkers under beds. Did you see those for like earthquakes?
No.
Like, if an earthquake happens, your bed like drops you in.
Oh yeah, that's fucking terrifying. The way the bed opens and drops you in, like, that's more terrifying than being in a situation where you need a bunker.
Let's see if I can find it on YouTube. Bed, shelter, earthquake. Please be on YouTube.
I know, I've seen the the simulations of like how it shows you and it goes down, but I haven't seen like an actual bed that does that.
Yeah, it's not real.
Yeah.
It's, this thing right here is what we've all seen, I believe.
The concept.
Come on. internet's being a little piece of shit today. It might have something to do with being bombed.
Perhaps.
Gotta mute.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
The way they just drop in the bed, I'm sorry, like that's so funny. Bloink.
By the way, that one, like if you actually
You get
watch that
sandwiched.
one in slow motion, by physics it doesn't work. Like the person literally gets fucking, what's it called? The Mexican one.
Crushed.
No.
Tacoed.
Yeah, not the other one. Empanada.
Empanada.
Like no, that doesn't work.
Now that's a bad empanada if you ask me right there.
That's a horrible empanada.
This shit's so funny, man. Boink, drop. It's now they'll show you what you can do inside. Like you can have fun, right? Don't they have like an entertainment system or something? Bloink, drop, shut. But on the
Yeah, and
ins-
it's like, at what point, yeah, and what if it doesn't open back up because like something super heavy fell on it or like the building collapsed on it? Like it doesn't make sense. Like,
I mean,
okay, then
But
what?
I mean, better to be trapped in. Oh, look, you have all this water underneath you. First aid kit, lunches.
Oh, I'd love to pee in my bed.
I mean, hey, it's better to be alive, babe, than be dead. Right.
I like the idea of a bunker. Obviously, who wouldn't want to live? بس إنه
Boink.
remove the mattress somehow, or like, I don't know. I just feel like it could be better
Look
designed.
at all these snacks.
It could be better designed. We have some smart people out there. It could be better designed.
Rusher says it looks like a coffin. It does look like a coffin. It's precisely a coffin. That's what makes it extra funny. No, we don't think. We don't think so. Okay. Here's another tweet and a reaction to what happened yesterday. This is from Jenny. It says, I don't think people around the world realize how bad the attack on Lebanon was today. It's bad, all caps, like 9/11 bad. Hospitals are overflowing and do not have enough blood. We still don't know what the death toll is. This is terrorism, pure and simple. April 8th. Never forget. That's what we need more of is dates to scorch in our memories now, to never forget. Now April 8th, yeah,
That's what they want.
we had a day of mourning today, Yanni.
They literally called it, what? Eternal Darkness?
Operation Eternal Darkness.
Like, how sick do you have to be? It's like, oh, I drew a picture. Huh? I drew a pretty picture and I'm gonna name it Pretty Flower. Yeah, but they did the opposite in like Murder Town, basically.
We are here to liberate the Lebanese from Hezbollah.
Like,
great. What are we going to call this mission? Eternal Darkness. It's
like
what
when
the
you're
fuck?
when you're saving someone, oh well, she from something, it's urgent. It's something happening like on the spot. You don't have time to fucking play tactics who make operation names who like, this is sick.
Mahalla, they're trying to say that like Hezbollah was planning a coup. This is the latest thing. Like Hezbollah was planning a coup.
I don't care what Hezbollah's doing
they were
anymore.
about to-
Stop killing our
They were
people.
about to
Stop
take over the government, so they were
ruining
about to, like,
our fucking biodiversity.
They were planning a coup. Israel and the US saved us
I
from a coup.
think-
We have to be thanking them, just like the Iranians should be thanking
I
them.
think that an important part of the narrative that we should be supporting is to stop the narrative on Hezbollah. Not necessarily to be like, oh, they're absolved of anything, but maybe all the focus being on Hezbollah is actually stopping us from recognizing the common enemy and how to actually, maybe come out like winning 1% from the situation. But I think because we keep even like mentioning them, I don't know, it's like, it's not, no.
But the problem is the country does not agree on the common enemy. But that's the problem. We don't have a common enemy. Some people will tell you the enemy is Hezbollah. People tell you the enemy is Israel. That's what we have a big distance.
هلا يعني comparing it يعني as you're explaining it to a child, okay? Right now, who is bombing who? Who is bombing the shit out of who? Who is killing children? Who is displacing people?
We know what the answer
Okay,
is.
that one is very obvious. So Anna, that's where I'm working on like baseline of like a fucking first grader. Like I don't think we need to be هالقد نتفلسف على الموضوع لأنه that's kind of the charade behind it also, and how the government is also stalling proper action.
But that's what's infuriating. But that's what it's like today.
But we need to start calling that out more, I feel like, and stop the narrative of like, what is Hezbollah doing? What is their next? يعني, you know what I mean? Or justifying خلاص, everyone knows now that Hezbollah was formed after Israel started attacking Lebanon and all that stuff started happening. خلاص, this narrative is not something that they're gonna accept. So it's not about the narrative of like, stop defending Hezbollah. It's not about defending them. It's just about actually like getting to the root of the problem in a way.
That's all we do here, and I don't even want to defend Hezbollah, and I think Hezbollah's existence as a resistance speaks for itself. I always go.
I know
cause.
that.
Even today,
I
I had a conversation with a cab driver. He's like, literally, he opened the topic. He's like, "Shoo, did you see those 2 Christians they killed 3 days ago? Like that's 300 people."
That was
died
how he
yesterday.
started, yeah.
100 people died. So he was asking me about, isn't it sad that those 2?
Because he's trying to bond with you and like, oh, we care about
From
these
3 days ago.
these people only. We don't care about the rest of the people.
And then you try to tell him. I try to tell him. I'm like, yeah, but like the Israelis are like the root cause. He's like, yeah, but like the Palestinians killed us in the 80s, and like that. It always goes back to that. It like so. You try to get people to connect with you, but everyone's looking at it in a completely different way. This is why Lebanon is so split. This is why it's so hard to get any consensus here.
But when let's take it a step back, because when we say Lebanon is so split, أول شيء we're pushing the narrative that we technically don't want to exist. تاني شيء, when we say that also, who is Lebanon? طب ما you and me are part of Lebanon كمان. So مثلا in a case or conversation like this where, okay, it is a very isolated case between 2 people and the impact of that conversation might not be as grand as you think, بس عن جد you don't know how many people this person is affiliated with and how many people he can actually influence and how far his word goes. So I just think that, like, for example, in a situation where someone tells you that, which comes from, okay, it is bigoted in a way, it is blatantly racist, but كمان we can look at it as ignorant and not kind of demonize these things that, like, no one's here perfect on this earth. And if we just look at it as like a child that doesn't know what they're talking about, يعني إنه, and you show him that in your response, مش يعني أنت بدك تقعد هلأ تعطيه جريدة of like why you think this is right and this is wrong and he should care about all the deaths in Lebanon and all the people that have been like martyred basically. بس يعني just that one comment changes the narrative instead of just being like, oh yeah, like that's a shame that they died. Like you can reiterate the fact that actually no, 1,500 or I don't know, I decided people died.
But they don't see them as human. Like to him, Shia is subhuman.
I know. But the fact that you see them as human will affect him in a way because he sees you as human. So I just mean that's maybe like something that we need to, because I feel like that's the impact you have in your community. And I feel like that's an impact we can have in the real world also. And maybe we're not pushing it because we're so also afraid that we know all these people think different than us, so I should just stay quiet about how I feel. And that's how they win. That's how like the opposition, that's how Zionism wins, when they keep us silent. Yani we're so like, oh, radical online ومدري شو leftist, like it started becoming a stereotype in a way, but like where are these people on the ground, and when the Thawra in Lebanon happened and then it turned into a rave like 2 weeks later, like why did we do that? We started off so well, يعني ما.
But the Thawra كمان هلا, when you look back, it's been like it was started by the Uwait, essentially.
Okay, fuck
So,
that.
you know what I mean?
Fuck
Like,
that. Then that was not
the whole thing was a farce, I guess.
But that's what I mean. Like, where are the educated people that are supposed to mobilize? Where are the people that like do actually see a better vision for Lebanon? Yani, a lot of them are sharing very insightful videos online. وحتى a lot of them, by the way, are with the narrative of like not sharing videos of the explosions and all of the things that are happening كتير on the ground. يعني.
Especially as soon as they happen, because it's like still very early for double taps. This happened yesterday. This is the dumbest tweet I've ever seen. We looked at this video yesterday. This was like a lady and her mom reacting in the car to an explosion.
يا عطرة يا مرلياس يا أمي دخيل إجريك ولكروها يا أمي لوين نازل يا يسوع دخيل إجريك يا
So the mom is panicking and her daughter's like, just calm down, relax, don't worry.
يسوع يا أمي دخيلي شو طولي بالي.
Who would not freak out at the sight of this? This is horrifying. So anyways, this guy says, very telling how much trust the Lebanese have in Israeli strike precision. This Christian family was driving when Israel hit a Hezbollah target. Mother lost it, started invoking Jesus, Mary, and the saints for safety. Daughter driver started calming her that it's nothing and soon traffic will move. A male voice in the background describes how precise the missile sailed. So this guy's trying to convince us that Lebanese people appreciate Israel's precision. We're out there being like, oh, look how precise these Israelis are, making us feel safe in our neighborhoods. Look, mom, why are you worried? Look, they're so precise. They're here to help us. They're here to liberate you. God damn it. Are you dumb, mom? Can't you tell these people are here to liberate you?
By the way, this story is is perfect proof that you should like any narrative can be twisted, any story can be twisted, and like unless you have actual critical thinking, you can be brainwashed by anything. يعني عن جد, it's become that stupid to live in this world.
We reacted to this yesterday.
I don't watch it. I watched yesterday, but I guess I watched yesterday was tough to be online, honestly, and I tried to.
Yeah, yesterday was horrible. But again, this is the craziest thing. Look at how much trust the Lebanese have in Israeli. Did we look like we were trusting Israeli precision yesterday? Does this lady looks like she trusts Israeli precision? Does she look like she's happy with Israel's precision? How about this guy picking up his clothes from the rubble? Does he look like he's appreciating Israel's precision right now? That this old man, who's older than my father, who should be a grandfather, enjoying a nice hot cup of tea by a warm fire, surrounded by his grandchildren as he tells them stories of his youth. He's out there picking up his clothes from the rubble, whatever's left. You think he's appreciating Israel's accuracy and precision in firing rockets and dropping bombs on Lebanon? Do you think this 13-year-old girl who captured this terrifying moment, look at her, she's just walking around innocently. Video starts.
Yeah. The fact that children are out here having like this kind of childhood.
Yeah, dude.
How can we stand to live in a world like this?
Like, how fucked is this? Like, I'm sorry. Like, she's just she's just a sweet little girl, having some fun with like a filter.
Yeah, and then by the way, for you to have to process that memory with the filter on your face, like that creates a sort of like cognitive dissonance. Like that's not a healthy thing to experience. حتى يعني it's like mixing the dopamine with a constant, with a direct يعني shock.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they're like, yo, I think we heard like something, a strike in the distance. They were talking about it kind of casually, then a building right in front of them gets hit. Yeah, when she starts crying, that like really gets me. It's like super sad.
Yeah.
Horrible. So this lady, we reacted to her yesterday. She was trapped in a damaged building in Beirut, waiting to be rescued following an Israeli strike in Beirut, Lebanon. This is just look at the terror in her face, man. Holy shit. And here's a video of her, I think, talking to the camera. I think in this video she says, I'm not afraid. I'm relying on God.
بدي ما تخافي انت بنت ايوه نتكل على الله.
So I don't know if you guys can hear it. He's like, ما تخافي, don't be afraid. She's like, I'm not afraid. I'm relying on God. After this, look at the strength of this woman. Look, like, what the fuck is this even? Was she standing in the hallway and the whole fucking house in front of her just collapsed? Yeah, what is this? How do you even process this? Just a few moments later, this brave woman is like, I'm not afraid. God's by my side, yo. Let's go. Let's fucking go. What a courageous woman. What a strong woman. All these stories give me goosebumps. I can't.
Like when you see just like random people you've never seen go through something like this and you like feel that in your heart, you're like, okay, there's hope. Yani.
And being
people
so
are fighting
brave.
till the end. Yeah, they're fighting till the end. Yani. Even when like death is literally right in front of them, right next to them, they're still fighting till the end. So like, Anjad, that's all we have to do.
It's aspirational braveness, and they make me want to be as brave as them. And I wonder if I'm facing a situation like this, I don't know if I could handle it. Like with the fortitude and the grace that these people are dealing with it, it's insane. And holy fuck. This is so Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz bragged, we carried out surprise strikes targeting hundreds of Hezbollah operatives and their command centers across Lebanon. This is the largest attack of its kind since the pager attacks, which was also in itself a terrorist attack. They even gave the operation a new name, Eternal Darkness. Hundreds of civilians, entire families, children, journalists, medics, social workers slaughtered yesterday across Beirut and the rest of the country. These are the Hezbollah agents that they took out yesterday. This is but one of them. And look at all these Hezbollah agents right there.
Rest in peace, angels.
Look at all these dangerous Hezbollah operatives, guys. Oh my God. What's he cooking up? A bomb? What's this little kid cooking up in there? What's in that that huge pot, little boy? Look at these innocent little angels. Absolutely insane.
Little babies.
We're in the. Let me just tell you where we are at the moment. We're in the Konish al-Massacre, which is one of the main streets down in central Beirut, center of the capital city. One entire building has been leveled. It was about 4 or 5 blocks high. What did you notice as soon as you arrived here?
It was a devil. It was a devil. People is burning, as grilled.
What you
said it was the devil. To describe what's happening, it was the devil. People were grilled.
People is burning, as grilled.
What you saw as you arrived, which sounded like a scene no one would want to see.
I was realizing I arrived to Gaza or to Beirut in the same point. It was the same as Gaza, disaster. As you put a piece of burger on a grill, people was grilled. Really, as I tell you, it's not like you see.
He's making it like he's being so. You might be thinking he's being unnecessarily graphic, but like, you can't shy away from these gruesome details. This is what happens when you bomb people. This is what happens when you drop bunker busters on neighborhoods. People get grilled like a burger, and it sounds fucked and it sounds gruesome, but people need to know what is happening to these people. Like for this guy who's probably seen a whole lot of shit in his life as an emergency response worker. He has seen all sorts of gnarly injuries, broken bones, stuff sticking out. For him to be like, what the fuck?
People was grilled. The one who I pick him up, I take him bones.
All around here. All around here are large residential blocks. How would you describe this area? Because you're hearing the Israeli military are saying they were specifically targeting Hezbollah infrastructure, command and control centers.
I want to tell all people, all world. This world will tell us that there is Hezbollah here and Hezbollah here. In Beirut, there is no Hezbollah. As we are a child of Beirut, we are not Hezbollah. And we're not including for Hezbollah. And we're not with Hezbollah.
Well, there clearly are some Hezbollah elements in the capital city.
If now they tell me that there's a Jewish people here and he needs our help, we will help him. Our message is peace and humanity. But what happened here yesterday, this area, it's food and beverage containers. And as we know, as we see, it's for a closed container. There's no military here. Beirut, it's under community, under government authority. Yeah. But don't take this big forward that Hezbollah and Beirut. No, Hezbollah is not in Beirut. Hezbollah and Ansos. Just
bless this man, bless these heroes risking their lives. And again, a message of peace. Yesterday we watched a similar video that almost brought a tear to my eye, like this man who was helping, just this random civilian who was helping an old man from out of the rubble with blood on his face, and the guy just started being like crying. He was a Muslim guy. He was like, we're all brothers. Why are they trying to pin us against each other? It was crazy. Exit X101 sends a £10 dono. Thank you so much. It says from Belfast, they won't let me say your country. Oh my God. So YouTube is censoring Lebanon in the super chats. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but then read the thing two under it by
try switching to live chat mode instead of top chat mode and see if that helps. But I've seen a couple of my messages outright get deleted. That's crazy. That's from Psionic Nomad. There's elements. Wait, did the lady ask there has to be Hezbollah elements here?
Let me just tell you where we
all war.
Oh, so you mean the Anthony? I didn't hear her say that. Damn, that's crazy, man. Oh, this people are saying this. I completely missed her question. I was so focused on what he was saying.
This was
centers.
I want to tell.
Targeting Hezbollah, saying that you're hearing the tribe this area because you're hearing the Israeli military are saying they were specifically targeting Hezbollah infrastructure, command and control centers.
I want to tell our people, all war.
They're sick. Listen, lady. I just want to tell you and the rest of the world, like, please stop with this shit.
Honestly, the fact that he's not even being interviewed by like a Lebanese person, I don't care if this is fucking international news coverage, whatever. The indifference, يعني ما. You're standing on the fucking site, the explosion site.
Some respect. Like, you know what? Even if there were explosives in the container,
whatever the fuck it was, does not mean innocent people should die.
Civilian area, does that make you bomb it? And does that make me want to trust your government? Like, you know what? I want to have peace with this government that murders civilians.
Like, oh, that's a reasonable reaction, you know? And then we have to send out people that basically are risking their lives, risking everything they fucking worked for to die and like to save other people and maybe die while saving other people. And they're seeing like horrific things. Yeah, people die from old age. People die from a freak accident. La samah Allah, once in a blue moon. People are seeing death on the daily. يعني ما, like, what does this do to the fucking psyche كمان?
Civilians should never die to accomplish military goals. That should never happen. Civilian deaths should be trigger warning.
هيك like pawns. They're taking us off the board like pawns. هيك, just like this, like you're at a supermarket aisle and you're just throwing shit around.
We don't matter to them. This is fucking crazy. So trigger warning. They're gonna survive. So that's what's crazy. So watch. I guess there's a happy ending to this video. But so yeah, this is horrible. The moment Israel started dropping bombs on civilian areas in Lebanon without any warning. Look at these two young girls just walking in their neighborhood. Okay. They're gonna make it, so don't worry. But just look how scary this is. And they survived by like a hair. Miraculous. Fuck, bro.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine had they walked 5 more meters like that? And I think this dude definitely died.
And the street lamp, by the way, Kamena, if you slow-mo, the street lamp, it flew through the screen. So like even when you're running away from it, you could technically be hit by something even more fatal than like you don't know. There's no logical move or right thing to do during these times. Yani, Kamena.
These two guys barely made it. Those two fucking guys survived by the skin of their teeth. Whoever this person is right here, I can't see, it's blurry, is dead. 100% gone. And these two girls would have been next. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that car also just barely made it. Let me see that pole that you're talking about. Yeah,
right
look
here.
at that. Bam.
And it's heading towards the direction that they're going in.
And it's flipping. It's like it's flipping in the air.
Look up, look down, look to the side. What's gonna hit me? What's not gonna hit me?
Oh my god, dude.
Jet, it's terrifying, mom.
Oh, they're dangling. No, they're attached. They're just dangling.
Okay, I thought it was a thing.
Yeah, no,
okay,
I saw it. You saw
visual, but that's still a thing that could happen.
It's crazy. Look at all. No, there's like rocks. Look at this. There's like shit that's about to land on their head. It's crazy.
It's so surreal the fact that we even have to analyze this shit, bro. Honestly, we studied all our lives. I'll remember, guys. Remember when we had to like be good people and go to school, and now there's murderers out there. And we're civilized.
I saw this one.
Civilized people.
Very sad story. I want everybody to bust out your tissues. Trigger warning as well. Susan Abul Hawa, who isn't this who Zohran Mamdani just threw under the bus? Among those murdered yesterday in Israel's bombing orgy was this gentle soul who fed and cared for strays in Beirut, along with all the animals he was caring for in his home. So this man and all the little sweet animals that he was taking care of got killed yesterday. Humanity has no choice but to dismantle this Jewish supremacist cancer and wipe it off the map. Sorry about this, guys. This is very sad, but just know that we're going to be spending around $6,000 to try to help displaced animals here in Lebanon from your donations. So whatever whatever mission this man started, we're going to try to help continue it. And, we're not going to abandon any people in Lebanon, and especially not our furry little friends.
شفت بالصدفة قاعد عم بيهتم بالكلاب. حدا دق لي قال لي هيدا الكلب مريض وهيدا الإنسان بيهتم فيه.
I It's got it muted just for the. So this guy, they're saying that this man, someone had reported that this dog was sick a while back, and then this man, who's poor, I don't know if he's homeless, but like he's not well off, was spending what little money he had taking care of these animals and making sure that they were okay. So they took the pet to the doctor for him. So this is where he keeps his dogs, essentially, like kind of like a yard. He takes care of these animals. And he was killed yesterday along with these beautiful little pups. No one is spared. Also, this is from Asad Abu Khalil. The Nazis of Tel Aviv slaughtered this couple. They actually flattened the high-rise building in which they were residing in an upper-class neighborhood in West Beirut, very close to the official residence of the Speaker of Parliament. Khatun Salma was famous. She won the Arabic Poetry Prize in the TV star search program Studio Fen in the 1970s. Studio Fen is super famous here in Lebanon.
I don't know what that is.
There used to be a massive show, like a talent finding competition, kind of like Star Academy, but in the 70s and the 80s.
Singing or dancing?
I've never watched it, but no, this might be Studio Fen. But no, I think singing, I think in this case poetry. So she's an award-winning poet. So Khatun Salma was famous. She won the Arabic Poetry Prize in the TV star search program Studio Fen in the 1970s. Zionism manages to educate every new generation of Arabs about the savagery of Israel. So this is Muhammad Krisht and his wife Khatun Salma. They were announced missing, so people didn't even know that they were dead yet. They were announced as missing. R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
And to this poet. Come on, that's what they do. They make sure they eliminate Lebanon's best and brightest. They eliminated university professors. They eliminate artists, poets, historians, scientists.
They're erasing our culture, basically. Almost like it's Zionism. Tastes like Zionism.
Yeah, much older than Star Academy. Yeah, it's the OG Star Academy, Studio Fan. Insane. Also, I'm sorry about all the bad news, guys. Yesterday was a bad day. Yasmin and Karine, martyrs of the Israeli airstrikes yesterday. Two little sisters. Let's take a moment of silence for these beautiful little souls. Who she had recently graduated, holding her diploma, bro. This is fucking... This is maddening, man. Who doesn't have a picture of their kids with their diploma and their home? Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
You work your entire life to see your little kids like grow up and fulfill their dreams, only for their literal lives to be taken from them. Man, Jed, it's like, خلاص, abolishing life or like ending life is literally the worst thing you can do. Yani, ma, how is this?
And a child's life.
Thing that something that's still in debate. يعني ماشي, we're so proud to say إنه so many accomplishments that humans made, بس عن جد thousands and thousands of years and we're still murdering each other left and right. بس إنه لا, we have smartphones, guys. Amazing. ما عن جد, it's shameful. It's honestly shameful. Did something mess up?
Yeah, I'm just fixing this. R.I.P. These are the most depressing things to look at, honestly.
Little beautiful girls.
Okay, this one's really disturbing. So definitely trigger warning. I'm gonna describe what's happening, and then if you guys want to listen. So this is basically an audio recording of a Lebanese professor teaching remotely, and they're interrupted by Israeli strikes. One of the students' home is bombed during the call. And now the caption says the mother was killed during the lecture. It's not clear, to be honest. You hear someone screaming for their mom. I just don't know if they're screaming for their mom to like come find them, or if they're screaming that like their mom just got killed in front of them. So, but it's extremely distressing. But this is important here because this is the reality. This is what happens when America drops bombs in Iran, in Lebanon, in Palestine. This is what happens when Israel does it. Do not run away from it. Do not look away. This is what happens.
Can you hear me, ladies?
Yes, I can.
سارة
Yeah.
دكتور فينا نفكر وندق لها شو صاير؟ دكتور ضربوا عنا انا صار مضطرة بدي اظهر. اوكي. يا Can you hear me, ladies?
Yes, I can.
And everyone is so Kamena, like everyone is so polite. Like, can you hear me, ladies? Yes, like they're well behaved children. ولاد عائلة, they're educated. They're very well raised by their families. These are like good proper kids. I know that when they talk about Middle Eastern schools in the States, the madrasas where they teach the kids about jihad and all that shit, like, no, man, these are just fucking schools where these kids are trying to learn. They're speaking English. They're speaking with their professor in English. Like, yes, we can hear you, professor. They're trying to do things right. And then to hear this, and I hope their mom is alive. I hope they were just screaming for their mom to come get them and they didn't witness something fucked up. I cannot listen to this without getting tears in my eyes. Nixter, 23, sends a $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Nixter. Says, from your perspective, does the senseless Zio violence push people towards liking Hizb? I can't imagine not wanting to fight.
Very good question.
Back. I would say, honestly, to me, Nixter, it is doing... It does all three, I think. It drives people that already hate Hezbollah to hate them even more, because every Israeli bomb and everything that they, in their mind, is caused by Hezbollah for shooting that first rocket, it's their fault. So if they already hate Hezbollah, anytime Israel attacks Lebanon, it's like, you see, Hezbollah's fault. Here's an extra reason to hate them, right? The people that already hate Israel and that are pro-resistance, not necessarily pro-Hezbollah as a political party, etc., but just pro-resistance. Anytime Israel does something against Lebanon, whether doing something to break a ceasefire, whether taking an inch of land, whether killing someone, whether doing any sort of thing, we're very quick to also be like, fuck Israel, I hate them, they're colonialists, they want to invade our land, etc. So I think what this does is it, for the most part, it makes people dig their heels into whatever position they are. Now, some people, like when attacks like yesterday happen, where it's very clearly aimed at civilians, you really need to shove that shit in their face for them to understand. You know what I mean? When a lot of Lebanese people are more than happy to be like, oh, well, they said it's a Hezbollah stronghold. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. When stuff like yesterday happens, when civilians die across the country, where it's very clear that it is an intentional attack on civilians, like, let's say the attack that happened in Ain Saad 3 days ago, the accidental killing of the Lebanese couple, of the Christian couple, people are saying, well, they were trying to kill the Hezbollah guy, but like they made a mistake, so it was an error. It wasn't supposed to happen, so they're willing to let that go. But what happened yesterday was very deliberate. 100 targets, 160 bombs dropped simultaneously within 10 minutes. I think it does change people to maybe not become pro-Hezbollah, but just more anti-Israel, or at least speak out against Israel. But I don't think it makes that much of a difference. At this point, I think Lebanon is very entrenched in its sides. People know which side they're on, and they're going to kind of defend it. And you would think that what happened in Gaza, what's happening in Gaza would change people's minds. And it has. Young people are more easily malleable than older people. So yes, I think the younger generation, depending on their parents and stuff, will become a bit more pro-resistance, but I think it's a lot of people just planting their feet where they're already at. Demi, what do you think?
No, I agree. And no, my extra note would just be that, like, while everything you said was true, I just see it as, like, it promotes more violence. Like, if you're not actively choosing peace during this time, in every micro action that you do on Jed, it's like you're promoting what they're going for, you know, which is just like basically living in a hateful world and being so petty over, like, I don't know what the fuck they're fighting about, يعني at this point, بس إنه, and putting people's lives at that cost. So أنا to me, anything that just promotes more violence is going to push people, as you said, to dig their heels where they are. بس كمان إنه when you're not just digging your heels in the sand, you're also being pushed into a corner. But a corner that's not really there. So that's why people always are worried about, like, oh my God, بده يصير في like حرب أهلية or like, you know, tensions are rising. We're all being pushed into these metaphorical corners that actually don't exist, but they're created through like the environment on social media or the environment of no news coverage about what's happening on actual TV outlets, and you having to like search everywhere and like underground media to actually find what's happening. And then like when you find it, you just can't stop looking at it. And like the biggest thing I'm noticing is like just in regular people, when you look at them and you're interacting with them during the day and you look into their eyes, and like there's this deep يعني, sadness and tiredness and just it's like defeat, you know.
People are exhausted.
But it's like hopelessness with defeat. I don't know. It's a very like painful look to see, honestly, and I feel like that's what we should be like working towards changing. Like we cannot change the actual war, but we can change kind of how people feel right now, you know. I was watching a reel that was kind of describing what's happening right now in the world and comparing it to Howl's Moving Castle, which is also like a story that talks about war and how basically I think a hero was trying to like save his little sister, and to save her he had to like basically enter the war. And I don't know, I don't remember exactly what it traumatized me, honestly, when I watched it, but the analysis was really nice. And he was talking about how basically there are no winners in war. Like once you decide to actively be part of the war, you've already lost, because
there's no winning in war.
There's no winning in war. يعني the fact that there's the concept that you think there's winning in life أصلا, ما هو that's exactly what
maybe there's a moral victory هلا, like in this war for Iran.
Yes, ما
like
عن قد, which is just يعني which is just the get the fuck out of our land, of our air and of our people and of our shit, you know. Each country should deal with their own stuff. يعني people like butting into other people's things is just causing global conflict. Oh, sorry, no, we have not even solved global hunger and homelessness everywhere. And يعني those are the things that I feel like need a bit more immediate attention than like whatever the fuck they're fighting about.
Solving world hunger is overrated. I know what I want.
No, it's not.
I'm joking.
لا عن جد, if we actually talk about it, the fact that this is something that has not been addressed and people fucking die of starvation and are like having to pick through trash when restaurants like throw out food every single day, that's insane. That's insane. And that micro example, I promise you, leads to wars when societies function in terms of like waste and not honoring food and not honoring life and how life is brought into this earth, and the fact that it takes 9 months to fucking actually conceive a child, and how painful childbirth is and how dangerous it is. When those things aren't like recognized, we end up in a world like this. يعني عن جد, it's not that hard. People make it seem a bit harder than it is. Well, to me, it's not that hard.
Just to get back to Nick's thing, so from her perspective, does the census? I put out a tweet today to kind of what I want people to kind of remember. It's something that Demi was talking about earlier. I just want people to, okay, you don't have to like Hezbollah, but can we at least, while Lebanon is being attacked by Israel, put your hatred of Hezbollah aside. You can even start all of your condemnations about Israel with, I hate Hezbollah. But I think Israel should not be killing Lebanese civilians. I just and I put this out today. I was just like, I understand if some Lebanese people don't like or even hate Hezbollah, but to not even condemn Israel for murdering hundreds of people within minutes is diabolical.
Insanity.
If you scroll through some people's timelines, you think Hezbollah is bombing Lebanon and murdering children. So Nixter, to try to answer your question, like, I don't need people to, I just want people at this point to be like, listen, okay, hey, I don't like Hezbollah. I don't think Hezbollah should have fired the rockets or whatever. If whatever you want to think it best. Can you agree that, like, can you say fuck Israel for a second for killing over 1,000 Lebanese people, or you can't even say that? That's what's kind of driving me crazy. Yeah, no.
It's a detachment. That's why I feel like that's like once that issue starts to get tackled, better we can see a slight change in narrative and how people think. لأنه again, like how we were talking today in the car with Fatma, we're saying, you know, like now what we're realizing, the more like widespread the war is becoming, like, okay, what's the degree of separation between like you knowing someone that actually died because of this, يعني عن جد, and when does it become like, oh, I care, You know, يعني لا, that's what people aren't realizing. The people that are هلا كتير إنه like running their mouths. Basically, the issue is not what they're saying. The issue is the fact that they have enough time on their hands that they're running their mouths when their country is in like full crisis mode.
Yeah, they're not doing shit to help. They're just going, it's like, motherfucker.
على قد يعني, please rally yourselves, mobilize the fuck out of yourselves, make a difference, do something.
Let's see what this lady's talking about here. She's who is this?
I have no idea.
I zoomed into this. Nada Homsi. People are still looking for their missing loved ones in Beirut. So yeah, like this is today.
It's a dark day in Lebanon and in Beirut today, as search and rescue operations continue to find people who are still missing under the rubble. I wish I could say that these are search and rescue operations. Unfortunately, they're more
like
search
Lebanese. Did anyone become a reporter now? Just take a selfie video. Bless reporters, bless everyone doing work. Her name is Nada Hamsi. She seems like she's a Lebanese local reporter. Mananna. But this seems like very ad hoc. Like I could just grab my iPhone, stand in front of some rubble, be like, people are still under the rubble. Jim? And like, it's like, is she even talking to someone?
Rescue. At this particular site in Talat al-Fayyat, we're being told.
Back to you, person.
That it's very unlikely that they're going to find anyone.
I'm trying to find something to laugh about, guys.
Alive under this rubble. They're still looking for 2 more bodies that are still missing out of 9 that they've already pulled out. We've visited so far 4.
Like this is, I think she's just like she just recorded this herself. She's not on call with anyone. Let me just look into this a little bit. What's happening here?
I think
correspondent at the national news based in Beirut. Okay. So she is a news correspondent. This isn't just
legit.
This isn't just cosplaying as a reporter. Let's go.
Of the sites that were struck between yesterday and today, and I can personally say that every single site that we visited was a residential building that was struck in very busy and very densely inhabited neighborhoods.
Well, Nada, what can you tell us about how are people feeling on the ground?
In the center of the capital during the busy.
Oh, thank you for asking. Imagine just like doing a couple of thank you for askings in there. Sorry, not that. Just make sure I know the name.
Time of day. The official toll for civil defense still stands at 200.
AS says Courtney got him heated. I don't trust reporters anymore since Courtney Bonoga. She ruined all foreign reporters, particularly. Khalas, it's over. Zero trust with these people.
50, but they're still gathering basically the numbers in the central operations room, so that number is expected to rise. As
also too much of a close-up. Miles Murphy says, yeah, that's a close cam. It is too close. Also, if you're going to be doing these selfie videos, just
the search operations.
Wide lens. Can we use the wide lens?
In central Beirut, there are
like we can't even see the rubble.
Still 2 more sites where they're continuing operations, and Lebanese state has declared
the audio's fucked.
Today a national day of mourning. Because what else can they do?
Okay, look. These news agencies have to put a little bit of effort down. And if you're going to want to transmit the news, send a camera guy. The reporter has to film, and they have to do their own audio. There's wind, and she doesn't have a dead cat on her microphone to filter out the air.
True, but you don't know what conditions and who's willing to be on the ground.
I know
everything you said was super valid.
Everything,
super valid.
She's putting her life at risk to go, and the Israelis in double taps, and everywhere, all reporters are putting their life, even the foreign ones, they're putting their lives at risk.
Today, I think a reporter was targeted in his car.
It died?
I think he died. No, I'm sure he died, and the video was so brutal. Like the car was on fire, and everyone. Do you want me to send you the link?
Yes.
It was.
This is in Ain Mreisir, Beirut. 4 bodies still under the rubble. You got some tractors trying to move the rubble aside. Just completely destroyed. I guess some of the apartments, Zamatobas, some of these buildings might have to be condemned if they're deemed no longer safe to live in. It's no surprise to anyone that the Israelis love murdering.
But in his car.
Reporters in his car. Yeah, in his car.
And
They did. Remember Steve Sweeney? He was on cam. He jumped
Yes,
out of the way.
yes وكريستينا كمان بس كانوا on site يعني حتى ستيف he was like قدام قدام الجورة يعني he was in his car.
Yeah.
You see the blood drag marks on the floor that I think they were trying to get his body
But
out.
did you consider if he was maybe not a reporter and a Hezbollah informant?
Yeah, then he deserved death. Yeah, I think that makes
everything
my
he got.
moral conscious
Yeah.
mind feel so okay.
He was reporting Israeli soldier positions to
الهبل.
Hezbollah, so he deserves
هبل.
death.
Insanity.
Did you think that this building maybe was a Hezbollah operative? This is sad. This is in Arabic. There's no translation. I just want you guys to see a grown man cry because he just lost his apartment. This man has been working for 50 years to buy an apartment, and now it's been destroyed. And they've made a grown man cry. Okay? I'll try to translate as it goes, but he's just sad, okay?
هل لك أن تقول لنا ما الذي حدث؟ هل كنتم موجودون داخل هذا المنزل؟
لا الشقة كانت فاضية وما كان في
She's asking him, were you home? He's like, no, it was empty. I wasn't there. There was no one there.
حدا. بحب أوجه رسالة إنه نحن بدنا الدولة وبدنا مين حدا يحمينا. أنا اليوم نشدت رئيس.
لا في عندك الحزب عم يحميك خلي ما فيك تقول. بس he's saying we need the government to protect us. We need someone out there to protect us.
جمهورية وبعثت له إيميل وإن شاء الله يوصلوا إنه الواحد بيشعر.
And he even emailed the president. He said he sent the president an email.
وبيتعب 50 سنة تيدمر بيته. هلا الحمد لله ما راح شيء. بس الواحد.
So he's saying a man works for 50 years.
Literally voice breaking يعني ما دمرتوا العالم. You're breaking people down.
Here, so I'm going to try to translate as you go.
50 سنة لا يوصلوا. نشدت رئيس الجمهورية وبعثت له ايميل وان شاء الله يوصلوا انه الواحد بيشقى وبيتعب 50 سنة تيدمر بيته.
So he said a man sacrifices and بيتعب, he gets tired, he spends his life working for 50 years only to see his home destroyed. And his voice is cracking, he's crying, he's trying to hold it together. He says, thank God no one died, like it's all material things.
بس الواحد ما في يعيش بهالبلد بأمان.
He said, you know, nothing material, like it's all material, but some people can't live in this country in safety.
بيدفع ضرائب، بيدفع رسومات، بيدفع كل مستحقاته وما حدا بيجي بيحميه.
You pay your taxes, you pay your dues, you pay everything you're supposed to pay, you do everything right, but there's no one there to protect you.
فبعرف انه رئيس الجمهورية الحمل عليه كبير وبعرف هو مش هو اللي بلش في العهد، بلش هو حامل هيدا الوزر وبعرف رئيس الحكومة كمان عم يتحمل المواضيع.
He says, I know that the president and the prime minister are trying their best. He's like, I know that they've inherited a lot of this stuff, so it's nothing that they've started. They're saddled with you know years of political instability and all that shit. So I know they're trying, and I don't agree with everything that he's saying, but like, you know.
مش هو ذنبها بس كمان لازم هني يروحوا يبلموا على العالم تيوقفوا على ايام رفيق الحريري.
He's saying they should travel around the world and get the world to stop. He's like, in the days of Rafiq al-Hariri,
كان ما ينام يبلم ينام بطيارته يبلم من بلد لبلد. طب ما يصير في هيك.
He said when Rafiq al-Hariri was around, he used to sleep in his private jet as he flew around the world. And again, he had a private jet because he robbed Lebanese people of their money. Rafiq al-Hariri did some good things for Lebanon, but for the most part, he also robbed a whole bunch of people. And Rafiq al-Hariri was a very corrupt man. But he's like, at least he used to fly around in his private jet, begging other countries to leave us alone. Why doesn't the president do that?
هذا اللي بدي أقوله.
الله يعوضك.
بس
دموعك غالية.
والله يعني والله المصاري ماشيين بس الواحد بيزعل وين بتروح هيك.
You saw his tear. Look, you could see one of his tears falling. He's saying the money's nothing. So he's insisting, like even after losing his home, he's like the money's nothing. I don't care about losing, you know, financially, but.
والله المصاري ماشيين بس الواحد بيزعل وين بتروح هيك. لو حدا كان عايش هون شو بتعملي؟ لو كان حدا هون شو بتعملي؟
Says, what if someone was living there? What would have happened? What if someone was there and someone got hurt?
Like, how can you live with yourself after that?
Yeah.
بس الواحد 50 سنة بينا بالحرب من 77 أنا عايش.
He said, I've been living through war for 50 years, since 1977.
واحد 50 سنة بينا بالحرب من 77 أنا عايش. ما في حرب ما مرت علي.
He said, there's not a war that hasn't passed by me.
وبعدين ضلك عايشة. مين بعد هلا بتوحد يستقبلك واحد ثاني لجوء وين؟
He's saying, and then what? 50 years of war, and then what? And now that I've lost my home, who's going to greet me as a displaced person? Who's going to give me a place to stay after all of this? So, God bless this man. I'm glad he's safe. I'm glad he didn't die. Yeah, I wish none of this had happened, but better lose his home than his life, you know? Because what is there to say about this? And finally, after all of this, after everything that you just saw today, after all of the mixed messages from, is there a ceasefire? Is Lebanon in the ceasefire? Is Pakistan fighting for us? Is Iran fighting for the ceasefire? What is happening with the ceasefire? This is breaking news, folks. Breaking news. This is from Netanyahu directly. In light of Lebanon's repeated requests to open direct negotiations with Israel, I instructed yesterday to begin direct negotiations with Lebanon as soon as possible. The negotiations will focus on disarming Hezbollah. Now, this is... let's get back to it. And so the negotiations will focus on disarming Hezbollah and establishing peaceful relations between Israel and Lebanon. Israel appreciates the Lebanese Prime Minister's call today to demilitarize Beirut. Okay. What does it mean to... The negotiations will focus on disarming Hezbollah. Okay? And establishing peaceful relations between Israel... Blah, 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 blah. I don't want any peaceful relations with a genocidal country. Okay? I don't want any normalization with a genocidal country. But that's beyond the point. Let's talk about disarming Hezbollah. How's that going to happen exactly? Who's going to disarm Hezbollah? There's 3 ways to disarm Hezbollah. A, Hezbollah disarms willingly. They go, you know what? We're done. No more resistance. We trust in Israel. We trust in the Lebanese government to protect our borders. We are giving up our weapons. That's it. It's done. It's over. Lebanese military take them. We're done. We're going home. And they ride off into the sunset. Option 2. The Lebanese military fights Hezbollah, and they take their weapons by force.
There is no way on God's green earth that actually gonna happen.
So option A, Hezbollah willingly goes like, khalas, we're done, take them. Option 2, the Lebanese army stands face to face against Hezbollah, and if Hezbollah refuses to willingly give up their weapons, there's gonna have to be a standoff, aka a civil war-ish, you know what I mean? Because who's going to start supporting the military? You're going to have the right-wing Christians, and you're going to have militia supporting the military, and then you're going to have Hezbollah the factions fighting. It's going to all-out chaos, so you don't want that. And the third option is, let Israel and the U.S. finish the job, which is what is happening now. Which of those 3 options do you see happening? None! Option 4 is, Hezbollah keeps their weapons and the status quo remains and Lebanon stays in this shit loop for the rest of our lives.
No, because don't forget that this is just a transition. Just because our government can't get us out of this or Israel won't stop does not mean there is no end to it. هلا Hezbollah are the people that are fighting, okay? On the ground. نحن, we know that there is a lack of like a logistical operation to run Lebanon. You don't know what's going to come out. You don't know what's going to mobilize out of people. You genuinely don't know. وأنا عن جد, I feel like I'm seeing so many like عن جد brilliant people talking such insightful people that it's making me feel like I'm connecting the dots. I'm starting to see like there is hope. لأنه there is hope for people to like live بلا فساد without corrupting themselves. That's through transparency.
Desiree Portrait says, I thought they said they don't want to disappear Hezbollah. Yes, they said that they don't want to handle it. They want the Lebanese government to handle it. But the Lebanese government has tried to disarm Hezbollah for years and decades. They can't do it. So they're going to try again. They're going to fail again. And then the Israelis are yet again going to be like, you failed to disarm them. We will bomb you now. Just like they're doing now. This is their whole thing. We gave you a year. You did nothing. We gave the president a deadline. He did nothing. So now we bomb. So we get back into this Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Disarm, no. Israel bombs us. Disarm, no. Israel bombs us. Disarm, no. Israel.
Okay, let's imagine. Can we imagine for a moment a scenario where we break that cycle? Let's go to imaginary land. Okay. What is funding the war?
America.
Okay, good. What's funding America?
Americans.
Americans.
And war. Meniscus 5 sends a 1 do not remember membership. Let's go. We got 7 members
so
today.
Nice.
W's in the chat for Meniscus, and Z Scob has gotten that membership. Mabruk Z Scob. Congratulations. 625. Finish. You were making a point?
No, my point is just that we have to break the cycle. That cycles are not ever never ending. Yeah. When the variables are the same, like when you're running a science experiment, when the variables are the same, it's gonna always give you the same result. Unless you change something, then nothing's gonna change. So Anna, what I'm saying is that maybe now what is needed of Lebanon, because يعني خلاص خلصنا. Like, it's so funny that people are even still talking about Hezbollah. Like, لا, we don't want Hezbollah. The fact that you think your opinion even changes anything, or the, يعني, عن جد, not you, but like people that are like so against it or so. The fact is, guys, they're on the ground fighting. There is nothing that's gonna change that right now. I really doubt the army that can barely defend its own country can like disarm the whatever it's called. I'm not even gonna call it what people call it.
The whole thing is a contradiction. The whole thing
like
is like an unsolvable question.
It's not unsolvable يا أخي. It's not unsolvable. ما هو the thing is that we cannot change هلا what's happening on the ground, and we know that most likely every time they're going haywire on bombing Beirut, it's because Hezbollah are يعني destroying them on the borders. Okay? So نحن what we need to change is just the mentality of people. Like, we need to get out of the losing mentality and the mentality that نحن we are kind of helpless in this situation.
We are kind of helpless.
We are not helpless. We are not helpless. If we were helpless, this would have ended and you and me would be already dead right now. وحياة الله.
Like the
we would already be
the country has a massive identity crisis. You have a large part of the country that wants to be khalas, a vassal state for the US and Israel, just be aligned with the West.
It's not about
we just want
that.
stability. We don't care what Israel does to Palestine. We just want peace here. And I just want to go do my work from 9 to 5. I wanted this khalas, Adir Palestini. I don't want to be, I'm not saying that's not me. We don't want to be involved with the Palestinians anymore. We tried khalas. God bless them. Leave us out of it. If why does it have to be the Lebanese people? Why don't the Egyptians up? Why don't the Jordanians up? Why don't these people? Why does it? Nahna khalas. We don't want to. We've paid a heavy toll as Lebanese people. We just want whatever it takes to have peace. That is what a lot of those people are going to tell you.
Okay, I know. And honestly, the more I learn about politics, the more I realize and understand that some people are super not built for it. And most people actually, if not 95% of populations and nations, are literally worker bees, which is a beautiful thing. It's not something that should be twisted out of nature. Now, what's happening is like... Sorry.
Meniscus 5 just dropped 5 more memberships. Let's go. Thank you for the gifted. Sorry for the interruption. Did I ruin your I stopped myself like, oh, then I shut up.
Yeah, no. And then I heard you. I was like, what the hell is he trying to say?
I tried to stop myself. Sorry. Guys, chat, remind Demi where she was. They have access
I'll get it back.
to the playback.
Worker bees. Yes, I'm there. Worker bees. Okay. So it's the fact that like, يعني عن جد, it's like a doctor, for example, that has to deal with so many things is not going to be thinking about certain things. So I think if everyone just stayed to play in their fields, and people need to reassess who is in politics. What is politics actually? Is politics not يعني in root and in essence kind of tied to philosophy? Why are business owners and entrepreneurs and people from like long lines of bloodlines of family going into politics? Why is it actually not thinkers and poets and philosophers? يعني I feel like because people are less prone to transparency, then corruption happens. When corruption happens, world domination happens لأنه everyone wants their piece of the pie. بس نحنا, politics is not supposed to be an organization, but it's being played in a way of an organization. It's being played as a fucking monopoly, actually, not even just as an organization. So once you decolonize يعني the state, technically, you give power back to the people. That's maybe something that's like, okay, not necessarily communism, which fucking grosses people out, apparently. Like, oh, help your neighbor. Oh, fuck that. That's fucking disgusting. Like, that's
communism.
Not... Like, that's fucking insane that people have that reaction to communism. But I understand also that human nature, خلاص, I've seen it. No matter what, we have extreme reactions to extreme solutions. Yani, we just hate extremism, but we are so prone to extremism. So I just really feel like, you know, there has to be a reassessment of who is allowed to choose things for countries. Yani, who are these people that are technically representing us? Who put them in power? Why are they there in the first place? What did they have to do to prove themselves? That's what I'm seeing, because this whole war, okay, yani, there's a lot of bigoted people out there, racist people out there, but oh my God, the amount of like well-spoken people that are actually being able to like put things in perspective and give hope to others and achieve milestones, or like actually, you know how much money we've donated, like, compared to the government? Like, every creator, like, يعني هلا youth creator, whatever business, even some businesses are helping fundraise money compared to like what the government did. طب أنا to me ما في دولة. That's not a دولة. We are the دولة. نحن الدولة. لا عن جد, we are the government.
And I'm talking about like the Israel question, like more of like, you know, how do we... The only way for Lebanon to deal with the Israel question is to be eternally at war with them and to fight them.
About money. It's all about money.
Listen, I don't know if I don't know if I want Lebanon to be eternally at war with Israel, you know what I mean?
For us to remove the eternally part, we have to remove the funding part. And for us to remove the funding part, you have to kind of show people that they don't need capitalism, because it is rooted in capitalism.
We can't stop it here. Americans can stop it.
Yes,
Europeans
but we can tell you how to stop it.
You need to stop electing these people. Yeah. Like, you guys make all, like, it's not in our hands. It's ultimately, you know who's playing with our country?
It's beyond elections.
It's
beyond elections.
We have no power. We have no power. Ultimately, Lebanese people, we can't do shit here to change the macro, the geopolitical game that is happening here, the machinations that are happening, the pawns that are being moved on the board. We have no power over that. We have zero power over that. And we barely have, again, we can't even agree on who the enemy is internally. The country is, and I think it's so split.
Stop saying that. I know that's the mentality that we were raised with. But I feel like we just need to stop. يعني everything you're sharing today, Kamena, is showing that like لا في عالم that يعني I don't see religion here. I don't see sects here. I don't see, like, in these posts, I don't see people يعني talking about, you know what I mean? No, لا, what I see from the people that I know and the reporters that we're seeing whenever they're sharing about someone's death or like something that happened هلا recently, no one's really talking about like the tensions and that stuff. But the things that are talking about the tensions are specifically posts that are like showing يعني random people fighting or random head يعني they're posts created to provoke people. بس يعني ما في this disrespect of like what's happening right now. On the ground, people are sad. On the ground, people are mournful. But the people that are running their mouths عن جد are people that are so far away from what's happening, so they cannot even, you know what I mean? They can't even empathize.
Look, I open Twitter. Here's the first thing I can see. Elan Levy. Lebanon should make peace with Israel. Lebanon should join the Abraham Accords. Oh, you see this one? This is all horrible. There should be an Israeli embassy in Beirut and a Lebanese embassy in Jerusalem. These shouldn't be controversial opinions. Like, you see, Anna, this would kill me. Anna, joining the Abraham Accords. Anna, there should never be peace with Israel. That's what I think. Anna, I don't think there should ever be peace with Israel. Like, peace in terms of like just that we just don't bomb each other. That would be nice. Maybe that's the only thing, but like normalization or them coming here or us going there and it being normal. I cannot accept. I cannot accept it. If it's just a ceasing of hostilities and that's it, we are neighbors that just don't talk to each other. We just ignore each other forever. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with coexisting next to Israel and just like, you know what, just fuck it. Do not involve yourselves. Do not look in our direction and we won't look into your direction. But even that is like, by even accepting that, are we abandoning the Palestinians? But then again, it's like, why is the Palestinian cause our responsibility as Lebanese people? Why isn't the whole fucking world doing this?
Sorry, we have hearts.
Why are you putting all this pressure on like a tiny little poor country that can't do fucking shit? Like,
there's no pressure on the country.
Like, we can't do it anymore. Like, we can't. The country can't. Like, it's falling apart. We are fucked, beyond fucked. Zoya says, who's I think the daughter of a disgraced politician, Lebanon is split between people who want sovereignty, stability, and peace, and those willing to burn the country down to serve Iran's cause. Look, ya binte, you fucking idiot. Not liking Israel and not liking genocide has nothing to do with serving Iran. That's how they get you. Look, you just want to serve Iran. Idiot. This fucking dumbass, the former patron. Breaking: Israel has agreed to launch direct negotiations with Lebanon. This guy's the happiest guy on earth. Direct negotiations with Israel? Get me on the phone. As Lebanese, we stand behind our government in pursuing a permanent peace framework, ending decades of conflict, restoring full state authority and disarming Hezbollah, reclaiming our occupied land, enabling people on both sides to return safely to their homes, define mutual respect of sovereignty. We begin with this, and once we achieve it, we can proceed to other matters, like what? Visiting Tel Aviv? And look who's agreeing with him. Gilad with an Israeli flag. As an Israeli, I agree with what you said. For the sake of our children and grandchildren, peace is the way. Of course, an Israeli is agreeing with Ralph Saadeh, former patron. Again, Ralph, fuck your $25. I will hand them back to you if I see you in person. I tried to refund them to you through Patreon. They wouldn't let me because it exceeded the 90-day limit. Fuck your dumb Zionist ass. In my opinion. So, these thoughts only represent myself, folks.
What?
This only represents me.
No, it's funny. No, I'm with you. Even Kawkab Zuhal today gave back tip money somewhere, but someone donated Israeli friend, and he's like, I don't want your fucking money. Take it back.
Israel, save us. We love you.
Money talks. يعني عن جد it does.
Zaytoon Zero just became a member. Welcome to the family, Zaytoon Zero. Let's go. A member. Thank you for the support. I don't know, my Twitter is literally just how to get myself angry. Oh, this guy's at it again?
I came into this room not angry, honestly. I was super chill.
2 days ago, this fucker shared like, oh, these Lebanese people look just like Israelis. Now he shared the same video. It's like, these young Lebanese are going to enjoy Tel Aviv so much when there's peace. In your fucking dreams, why would want to go party in Tel Aviv instead of partying here? Why would anyone want to go to fucking Tel Aviv? Out of my dream is to visit Palestine. I'll visit Palestine.
Yeah, I would love to visit Palestine.
I'll fucking go to Palestine. I'll go to the West Bank.
Land where Jesus
I'll go to
walked.
Gaza. That's where I want to go. He's obsessed with us. Literally, these young Lebanese are going to enjoy Tel Aviv so much when there's peace. خلاص دغري يعني. And again, what's the plan to disarm Hezbollah? What are you guys planning on doing to disarm the resistance?
The grand plan that can disarm the resistance, but somehow cannot disarm the enemy? Yani, please, what's this logic?
Smotrich just said it out loud in broad daylight. Let's see, guys. Peace with Israel, huh? Yeah, Ralph, what do you think of this?
בכל החזיתות, באמת, סייעתא דשמיא גדולה, ועבודה יוצאת מן הכלל של מערכת הביטחון על כל זרועותיה.
There's a concluding diplomatic leg.
ולוחמים, ויש...
There's a concluding diplomatic leg in Judea and Samaria.
רגל מדינית מסיימת, יש רגל מדינית מסיימת ביהודה ושומרון.
That completely kills the idea of dividing the land. So he's putting the kaputs on the two-state solution. He's like, no, it kills the idea of splitting the land. By the way, his son is still in emergency care after getting a piece of shrapnel in his liver, but when he's trying to invade South Lebanon, courtesy of
God, this is great.
كل عيلة انت وابنك يا اير.
הורגת לחלוטין את רעיון חלוקת הארץ והקמת מדינת טרור בלב ליבה.
There will be concluding diplomatic leg in Gaza.
תהיה רגל מדינית מסיימת.
That will expand our borders. Oh, really? You're saying it? Oh, you want to expand your borders? Who knew? CNN told me you're liberating Iran.
בעזה שתרחיב את גבולותיה.
There will be a concluding diplomatic leg in Lebanon. That what, Yair?
תהיה רגל מדינית מסיימת
That will expand our
בלבנון.
borders to the Litani River. Oh, you don't say. You don't say. But you just said that you want peace, and you just said you're negotiating with our president and our prime minister.
Yeah, and their own tongues are like working against them.
Hey, this whole stream is a whiplash. Peace in Lebanon, no peace. You're in the ceasefire. You're not in the ceasefire. You're not there. Peace with Lebanon, no peace with Lebanon. We're gonna take your borders. We're not gonna take your borders. We're gonna take the Litani. We're not gonna take the Litani. We're gonna kill you all. We're not gonna kill you all. Hide, don't hide. Come party in Tel Aviv. Don't party in Tel Aviv. Go do this. Don't do that. Like it's like, what are you fuckers doing? What is happening here? Brat, what? Brat 6738 just slammed us with a $50. What?
So
Super chat?
generous. So generous.
With nothing even written in there. There's not even a message in there, Brat.
Just love, just hearts.
Just love, just pure. Brat, we love you. We do not deserve this, Brat. You're way too kind. You're way too generous. Smotrich, fuck you from Brat. That's Brat's message. Fuck you, Smotrich. Brat, thank you so much. That is incredibly generous. Holy fuck. Keeping the lights on here at the Do Not Worry Studios. We love you all. And we got Dana Sufyan Ali, who's been a member for 9 months. 9 months of membership. Thank you so much, Dana, with a super message saying, given that they wanted to occupy since 1918 the Litani River, do you guys think they would have figured any other excuse to begin attacking Lebanon? Right now, every excuse is going to be disarming Hezbollah. Every excuse is going to be disarming Hezbollah. They still plan on keeping a buffer zone. All of these developments about direct negotiations with our government are new. This literally broke like an hour before I started streaming. So I haven't even looked to see if there's like a news or CNN report about the whole thing. Let me just quickly look into it and see what's happening, because I haven't had the time. And this is so like everything with this war has been incredibly fast moving. You know what I mean? It's like we barely have time to scratch our heads and like 10 new things happen. Lebanon peace deal, Israel. 9 minutes ago. Okay, so Al Jazeera 9 minutes ago says Netanyahu no ceasefire in Lebanon. Crazy. Okay, CNN News 18. What the fuck? Is this like some AI news channel? What?
Prime Minister Netanyahu has told his cabinet to begin talks with Lebanon on disarmament of these militias, viewers. So Netanyahu...
This is nothing new. Again, like, we are willing to make peace with Lebanon. Just disarm Hezbollah. Oh, just disarm the most powerful, like, paramilitary force in the world. One of the strongest resistance forces in the world. Just disarm him. Do that, and we'll have peace, and we'll stop bombing you. Until then, we're going to fuck your shit up. Like, I'm just saying that. Just disarm him. They've agreed to disarm Hezbollah. Oh, great. Great. Who's going to do that? Who's going to walk around and be like, hand me the weapon? Hey, you, give me your gun.
The men in the woods
example.
are like fucking annihilating others.
You know
I have
how
no
in
words
America-
for what they're doing, Anjad, if you... It's badass.
Every time there's a mass shooting in America, people start worrying like, they're going to come take our guns. Can you imagine, like, sending cops to people's homes and, like, being like, hey, give us your guns? Obviously, Republicans are never going to give up their guns. They're going to kill the cops. You got a civil war overnight in America if you try to take people's guns away. Imagine trying to take Hezbollah's guns away. And they actually have a reason to have those guns. Like, Americans with guns, they're always obsessing about, well, this is to fight a tyrannical government, and they end up killing protesters like Cal Rittenhouse. You know what I'm saying? So that's what ends up happening in America. They obsess about fighting their government, and then when their government actually comes to kill them, like ICE, they ignore them, right? But, like, Americans don't use guns. They don't need the guns. They just love buying them. Hezbollah, guess what? They need... Oh, it's the AC. I thought I was hearing a drone. Hezbollah it's just AC.
Yeah, I just heard it now.
Hezbollah actually needs their guns because they use them and their rockets because they're actually defending their borders from a genocidal colonial entity that is trying to invade their country. Ali Dawning just slammed one gifted Do Not Worry membership. Let's go. We got 14 new members today. Fucking awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful, very nice.
And Jess Norris just received that membership. Thank you so much, Ali. Very kind and very generous.
has decided that, look, he is going to prosecute
So anyways,
this.
I'll have more details on this tomorrow on our live stream to talk about the updates with the negotiations, diplomatic negotiations between Lebanon and Israel. Let's see what happens. Let's see. I want to get more caught up on what happened today. All sorts of attacks. Let's see what's been happening. And tomorrow, what I also want to talk about, folks. And I'm not going to react to it right now. We are going to watch a clip. Okay, Demi, join me in watching this clip. We're going to watch Ethan Klein talking about what's happening here in Lebanon. And he made these comments yesterday after one of the deadliest attacks on Lebanese soil, after over 300 people were killed and over 1,000 people were injured, when 160 bombs were simultaneously dropped all across Lebanon. This is what Ethan Klein, as he was announcing his lawsuit against Noah Samson. Now, I'm going to watch the whole episode tomorrow live on stream. Join me to give my official response as a Lebanese person. Now, today I'm going to watch the segment, this 2-minute clip, but I'm not going to react. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to watch it silently.
What the hell? You're gonna make me react. You're gonna sit there.
We're not.
I need to eat soon, by the way.
We're almost done. The reaction is coming tomorrow. The reaction comes tomorrow.
Why do I have to watch this fucking nasty ass face before I eat?
Build the hype, babe. We gotta build hype, and we gotta get.
The hype is the suspense, guys. Don't you just want to wait for his reaction, and my reaction doesn't matter.
We gotta get appropriately angry.
I'm actually disappointed in him because
then you're faking your reaction tomorrow. You have to. It's like sending a voice note 2 times.
No, I've already watched this clip. I'm already not reacting to it for the first time, folks. Here we go. Let's just listen to what Ethan, the historian and the political commentator, has to say about Lebanon. The totally not the Zionist who hates the IDF.
Wait, Theo Von, I'm actually disappointed in him because I always thought he was such a talented, funny guy that didn't need any of those people, and he just fell right in to the same bullshit. And now he's partying with Candace Owens. What a fucking waste.
That was a wild left turn because he used to be so funny. Like kind of his delivery was great, like not trying too hard, just naturally off the cuff.
He's still funny.
Yeah, but how did he end up? I don't understand, like how did that trajectory happen?
Theo Von.
I don't know, they got him.
They're gonna get
But he really fell hardcore for the like Israel is behind everything.
Yep. That's
hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is going to happen? You think we're going to be...
By the way, H3 podcast, do not sue me for reacting to this. I'm just watching this 2-minute clip, which I will react to fully tomorrow with full context, everything. Do not sue us. Actually, if you want to sue us, go for it. We're already dealing with your people right
I'm
now.
the only one reacting right now. Why are you putting me in this position?
We're dealing with your people on the battlefield. We can deal with you in a court of law as well, sir. Court of law. Dana Sufyanani sends a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Dana. It says, I meant... During the 70s, do you think they would have did any other excuse to begin attacking Lebanon so they can try to occupy? Do you think they would have did any other excuse to begin attacking Lebanon so they can try to occupy? You mean like psyops? Of course.
Obviously, yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. They would have done anything to try to occupy Lebanon. If it's not in their religious texts, they're going to use Hezbollah as an excuse. If it's not Hezbollah, the resistance as an excuse and protecting their northern border, they would always find something. If it's some of them always point to like text like actually South Lebanon was promised to us 3,000. It's like literally there was a whole article.
My latest theory is that the civil war was actually a psyop, and it was not actually Lebanese people that started it. At least not Lebanese people that weren't like corrupt or bribed or something like that. Free Demi, who just wrote free Demi, hashtag free Demi.
I tried to find it. We reacted to it like a year ago or 2 years ago. Like literally, they're like, the South Lebanon should belong to us.
Okay?
I hope so. Of course. I don't know.
Do you think about it?
I'm confused. I can't believe we went to this war. When we started bombing Iran, I was like, this can't be true.
And what about Lebanon now?
I know. Israel's invaded Lebanon. Yeah.
And it's like, just fucking stop. Like, what do you need?
Well, they're trying...
Okay, if you're going...
Thank you, Theo Von. Even Joe Rogan is on the side of Lebanon. Let's see what Ethan Klein has to say. Of course, Ethan and Eli are going to have the best take, the most pro-Lebanon take. They have 2 Lebanese employees who have families in the South, Abi and Lena. You know what? We've had our differences. I hope your families are safe. I hope your families are safe. That's the kind of podcast we are here at the Do Not Worry podcast. Safety for Abi and Lena's family.
If you're going to have a conversation about it, don't be like, this is again the most biggest podcast in the world. It's like, why are you doing all these things, Israel? But like there are reasons that you could ask someone about. I mean, again, Israel.
We're not going to react. He's saying there are reasons for Israel to do what it's doing in Lebanon. Oh, really? There are reasons, Ethan Klein, for Israel to kill 300 people yesterday. I would love for you to explain those reasons.
The fact that he's just reacting to this and using this as content is the fact that he's just going to be like, oh, I oppose everything that like this man stands for. Oh, yeah, this is not something that you react to, yani. Just someone talking about like another country being invaded. Like, yeah, that's fucking tragic no matter what language you're speaking it in.
Yeah, but no, there's a reason for it.
Also, I just want to quickly say, Politics said, what is civil about war, though? Very, very nice thought, honestly. Oh, I was thinking that last week. I was thinking the translation between civil war and what it is in Arabic, which is harb ahliye. And it actually does not translate to what's actually civil in Arabic.
Yes, it says ahliye, like parent war.
But what does civil mean in...
civil?
In Arabic.
Civil دفاع
مدني
مدني I guess.
مدني So it's like يعني the Medina, the area, or like the, I don't know what the exact translation is, but it has nothing to do with the actual Arabic translation, which means حرب أهلية is a war between parents. That's what it actually means in Arabic, the literal translation. So heck, I just had that thought. It was
Thank you for that lovely thought. We're almost done with this, folks.
They only invaded Lebanon when they started launching rockets again.
Oh, they only invaded Lebanon this time?
I mean, again, Israel only invaded Lebanon when they started launching rockets again.
That's why, yeah.
They only invaded another country. They only invaded them. I'm not. Why are you reacting? No reactions. No reactions, Anthony. Stay on target.
I always don't understand the conversations where it's like, why is Israel doing all that? Well,
But there is a reason. So, like, if you want to actually like have a real
I
conversation,
don't understand. Why is
Anna, to me, you know why it's hard for me to react to H3? Because it just feels like a literal schizo dream. It just feels like ما بعرف, they're just trying to justify. There's no actual, because there's never a rebuttal from anyone, even between them, by the way, as a married couple. Like, it doesn't make sense how they're so on the same page about every single thing. Like, it's a it's a script. It's a script. It's a script.
He has to be on the same page. Or else
That's what I mean. It's propaganda. There's no way that this is actually opinions. Yani, they don't even stray for a moment to philosophize or to think about, like, oh, maybe this is like a humanitarian crisis. Why they're talking about it. Like, they don't acknowledge that it's just about, oh, Israel just always has to be the big bad bunny. Like, no,
Israelis are all
bunnies are great.
They always got to be on message, man. Israeli, you got to be, when you're a Zionist, you got to be on message. But Israel is only defending itself. We were attacked by rockets. What else should we do? Isn't it normal to invade another country when they shoot 3 little rockets that barely did any damage? Of course, it's natural.
it's being shot at from all directions. Houthis, Lebanon, and Iran. So,
well, for a long time,
not enough directions. In Minecraft, of course, guys, we don't.
it was just Iran. And like Hezbollah.
Not a long time.
No, Hezbollah just recently got into it. They were staying out of it.
Yes, I mean, you're saying long. It's not that long.
No, I mean,
but yeah.
since this whole shit with Iran started.
Yeah. For
Hezbollah
years,
wasn't
it was
launching.
from Gaza. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm pretty sure if Theo Von, if there was rockets coming from Mexico, he wouldn't be like, yo, what's with America, bro? Why can't they just leave Mexico?
Yeah, you're right. Theo Von, if rockets come from Mexico, Theo Von is going to be like, let's murder all of them. Let's invade their country. Let's kill 1,000 people, especially when their rockets did no damage to us.
So long. And granted, you know,
Can we
Israel,
tangent
I don't know
for
what's
like
their
a millisecond?
Mm-hmm.
Is his background like a combination of Teletubbies and Courage the Cowardly Dog?
I don't know if it's Courage, but definitely the son has a Teletubbies reference in there. There's got a Teddy Fresh bear on the water thing here.
Okay, but also the news thing in the back. What does that say?
Okay, that's like a radio station that they have.
Okay.
Some kind of joke on it. Redact.dev, that is their sponsorship with Dan Saltman, who is a uber Zionist piece of shit and friend of Epstein.
I just wanted to know if the house was a reference to Courage.
what they're up to with trying
would ruin my Courage.
Trying to annex territory from
not
Lebanon.
that way.
That's a new thing that doesn't sound very good. But
He even has a part 2, so I will watch that tomorrow, folks. And tomorrow I will give my full review as a Lebanese person living in Lebanon, an ex-H3 fan, an official enemy of the H3 podcast. Ethan and Ela, no.
I love that that's now, like, after 2 years, finally, he changed it. Mish, I'm a former fan. What did you just say? Official hater?
Official enemy? I'm an official enemy.
Official enemy.
That's how I said, here's my tweet. So I tweeted this out today. And I said,
you upgraded your title.
Oh, khalas, we're done. As a Lebanese person living in Lebanon and as an official enemy of Ethan and Ela Klein, I will have much to say about this tomorrow. They really can't help themselves from justifying Israeli crimes. Lol. Mind you, 2 of their employees are Lebanese and have family in the south. They also decided to make that point on the same day Israel murdered close to 300 civilians in one of the deadliest attacks the country has ever seen. And so tomorrow we get, and also solidarity with our friend and brother Noah Sampson. He was super kind to invite us over onto his fundraiser, which I think ended up raising like $400,000 to Palestine. So all love and solidarity to Noah Sampson. We're gonna, the whole, I think, you know, anti-Ethan YouTube community is gonna do what it can to try and get Noah all of the knowledge and like defense he could possibly use in his lawsuit. This just like we're trying to do like Denim's given, like, use this in the lawsuit, use this online. So we're going to try to get our boy, you know, taken care of. Obviously, and if he wants to raise any funds to help him pay for his lawsuit, we're going to try to also provide some support. More on that tomorrow. It's going to be an old school episode. I know some of you guys a lot of you guys are fucking sick of Ethan. So are we. We haven't talked about it in a long time. but he's talking about Lebanon justifying murdering Lebanese people in defense of his little shitty country. No, thank you. We're going to have to respond to that. So tomorrow, look for some updates on Lebanon, the situation, what's happening, and a full H3 reaction to the Noah Samson segment. Demi, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
يعطيك العافية. And
Thank
again,
you for having me.
guys, Demi عن جد, يعني props to Demi. All right, she's out there running 2 businesses, okay? One of them in the heart of Beirut, constantly, like, you're hearing all of this shit. It's hard. People are, it's hard. We were talking with Jamul earlier, and he was talking about, like, how as an artist right now, he's a rapper, he's having a very hard time creating. He's like, people always expect artists to be extra productive and, like, to create. He's like, actually, he's like, I can't fucking work in this environment.
I can't focus. I can't even, like,
he can't create.
I don't create from a place of fear or, like, hate. I create, like, when I'm feeling inspired and hopeful towards the future, and, like, I draw the future that I imagine. And now it's just really difficult to see a future. I think that's what, like, I know what everyone's going through. So, Anjad, whatever we can do to kind of dream about this future together as, like, a collective consciousness in a way, I feel like would be really, really nice, you know, to, like, dream up our perfect world together.
And y'all, thank you so much. And thank you again to Soha and to Jamul for being great guests. It was great. Very nice conversation for that first hour. Once we're done with the show, I'm going to add the time codes. That way you guys can jump from whatever chapters you want to the others. Also, patrons, I'm going to upload the Project Hail Mary review as soon as I'm done with this live stream. Okay?
There's a super chat.
And Dana sends another $5 super chat and says, by the way, I hope I didn't ask anything insensitive. As Palestinian myself, there are many things I don't agree with the PFLP and PLO did. No, not at all, nothing insensitive at all. I hope
that's PFLP.
The Palestinian Liberation Force, PLF, right? Yeah, the PLF.
Okay.
Or the PLO. What's the O stand for? PLO. What was it? Organization. Yeah, organization.
Oh, okay.
Palestinian Liberation Organization. Oh no, Dana, not at all. And I hope we answered your question. Love you all. Thank you all so much for being here tonight, for gifting the memberships, for the generous super chats. Brat, $50. That's fucking insane, man. I mean, you know, you're all
so
very
generous.
special.
Thank you for the bon appetit, guys.
You're all insanely generous, and don't forget, you guys helped us raise $31,500. We already have some of that cash in hand, folks. It's here. It's real. It's gonna make a real difference. All the receipts are gonna be shown. Obviously, we haven't distributed anything yet, so we are ready to do that. I will see you guys live tomorrow night, and then again on Sunday with Comrade Casey and James to talk about some more things. Thank you so much for being here, folks. And as always,